Rodney Turner. He's going to get geeky with spreadsheets and pivot tables. If you are interested in taking the Educator Level 2 certification, you need to know pivot tables for that. So stick around. It's going to be some great spreadsheet learning coming up with Rodney. And you. Welcome, Rodney! Woo!
Hey, Mark. Yeah. Carrie Ann Philbin was just looking for you. She's just here. Oh, all right. She's like, I need to find Mark. Oh. All right, that sounds perfect.
She probably said, I need to find Mom. Or like that.
Okay. Have you ever seen the movie?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Patty, do you have the short link for your slides?
The short, yeah. Hey, how's it going, man? Like you won.
Yeah.
How are you? Good.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got a big day coming up, huh?
What are you doing? Oh, sorry. Let's just
Great to cover.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Those are all, yeah, I don't know, we should be giving these away.
Some
Let me help you out. So.
Fantastic. So what we are going to do, and Nate is going to help us out with this as well, we are going to start our next session. And before we do that, we need a huge cheer so people know that this is the place to be. Get ready for the next session now. And Rodney is just getting set up. So Rodney Turner, he's going to give us some awesome spreadsheet tricks, especially with pivot tables. But while he's setting up, EdTechTeam, in case you don't know, we are a group of educators that are teaching teachers how to navigate this crazy world of technology, inspiring them hopefully to do great things in their classroom. We are a global company incorporated in 5 countries around the world. I'm Michelle from Canada. Hey, like that. A couple things I will also tell you about while Rodney is getting set up. Let me get my props.
Good morning, Penny.
One thing you will want, we do have these bingo cards over on the table. You fill out these bingo cards, do the tasks on the bingo card, hand those in, we'll give away summit tickets at the end of
I know,
today
I like so late.
and at the end of tomorrow.
Oh,
Speaking of the end of tomorrow,
thank
oh, are you ready to go? I'm going to tell them about this later. They get to get things come to them. Let's give it up for Rodney Turner.
Yeah, Rodney! Woo!
It's going to be interesting. So my name's Rodney Turner. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. So I'm going to go ahead and first of all say a couple of things. One, yes, this is a different type of heat. Two, yes, the airplanes were able to fly from Phoenix, Arizona. And number 3, I can't get Twitter and as well as Facebook. I absolutely love this pivoting toward data analysis and success. First person to get me started off on it is actually my sister. She is a project manager for a very large insurance company, and she deals with millions and millions of points of data. And so figure out how to analyze a whole bunch of data from a very popular testing site. And she's like, do you know about pivot tables? And I said, no, let me show you. And about 3 hours later, I went, oh my goodness, this is absolutely awesome. And since then, I've been talking a little bit about it here and there, and people are like, yeah, I don't quite understand, just go ahead and do it. So I decided to go ahead and talk about pivot tables right after I had learned about level 2 testing for Google Certified Educator talks about pivot tables. And I'm thinking, okay, great. So I learned all about it. I learned about the cheats. Let me tell you, this has changed my life. So you're probably wondering, what in the world's a pivot table? Simply put, it's a data summarization tool. Data is in a spreadsheet, sorted, counted, totaled, or averaged. It can be a whole lot of different things. And the results are displayed in a second table that's called a pivot table. Now, the reason why it's called a pivot table is because it takes the information and it changes the way that it looks from the original document. I'm not going to do this live. I wanted to do it live, but I realized, you know what? I probably have bad data or bad connections. So I decided to take screenshots and different things like that. So here we go. First of all, inside of Google Sheets, it's set up in this way. You have rows, which is the data per item. You have your columns, which is the vertical pieces. You have your values, which are the numerical amounts. That part is critical. As far as filters. So once you have the data, you can put in different filters of what you're looking for based upon it is critical to make sure that you know exactly what you're looking for. Because if you don't know what you're looking for, you don't know what you have. So what do you know? An average test score, okay? We're going to look for the average test score per teacher. Then we're going to look for the average test score per teacher per test. Or are you like still not wondering? Please know that after this, I'll be glad to work through it with you a little bit more. So here we go. Here's example number 1, your average student test score per test. So once you have gathered your data, you have a big spreadsheet, you can click on anywhere in the document and go to your file format, and sorry, not your format, your data, and click on pivot table. It will create a different sheet. Because this little pop-up does a lot of things. The default is a summarization, but I don't want a summary. I want an average, okay? Now, this is pretty cool. Can I add in something else? Yes, I can. So that's really, I also want to show you another example. Sorry, before I continue on, example 1. Is that a little more clear? Because I gathered my pieces and this is what I have. All right? How do I get top? And it creates a completely different sheet. And that's what's here. Okay? All right, move to the next one. Example number 2. So I'm looking at the average test score per teacher. Per teacher. The reason why I'm doing this per teacher is because for that, a whole bunch of things. This is just scores, only plans with different tasks. This is just the average score per teacher. That's there. Here's my teacher, and then notice that's my row. Percent correct. It changed. I heard it. My teachers. All I did was, and I said add a field, and I want my teacher. Once you, each of these group bys are based upon the column headings in the original data sheet. Okay. I need to show you what the data sheet looks like. I think they need to get over here screaming at me. Nope. So, this is my preview. I don't know that. So one of the things I'm also to do is on the Chromebook. So I'll be glad to show you a little bit later. So here's example number 3. It's because I wanted to see per task, per teacher, and I have individual student scores. So individual student test scores per teacher per task. Once you notice the little drop down arrows, sorry, the pluses, the minuses that are there, those are collapsible. So I can expand it or I can collapse it. This has a whole bunch of teachers, a whole bunch of tasks. And notice Major teachers, okay. So as far as teachers, we know that we have students that take their scores and they can track themselves. One of the reasons why I brought up this topic is that I want to share this with administrators so that way they can take thousands of bits of data and extract it to use it with teachers, but also to share it with your students. They're going to track their scores. Hopefully they're going to track their scores. They're going to have multiple opportunities to do a lot of their own assessments. And this is another great way to introduce spreadsheets and to be a little bit more advanced in what they do. So here's the thing. Yes, optional. It's an optional slide. But for me, it's not really optional. Experiment. One of the things that I learned about pivot tables is that it will break. And the reason why it breaks is because we don't know everything about pivot tables inside of slides. But experiment, test each function, move things around. Because if you don't move those things around, you're not going to know. And be guaranteed it's not going to work the first time. Okay? Comments? Questions? Yes, ma'am.
Can you use pivot tables across simple sheets in the same document?
I was really hoping you were going to ask me that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because the piece that I was not able to show you. I'm going to back up here. The piece that I was not able to show you is right above where it says rows. It tells you the range that you're looking for, and you can put in multiple sheets, and it will pull them all into that one area.
From the same work.
Into the same pivot table. Yes, let me tell you, when I found that out, I thought I heard angels sing. Great question. Any other questions? All right, so what can you do with this information? The other piece that I wanted to also tell you is that you can take this pivot table and you can extract it and put it into another place. The data will stay there and it will be the same, and then you can even do your I just lost the colors. Conditional formatting. You can filter it. You can change. You can sort it however you want. You're just grabbing the information, you're copying it, and you're putting it into another place that you can easily manipulate the data even more. All right? So we've talked about those different pieces. I'm not sure if my 20 minutes is up, but I'm done because I don't want to get too much more in depth or get too crazily geeky on you. All right? So if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to contact me. I'm at Techie Turner. Be glad to share. I don't have this slide yet up on my website, but I will make sure that I get it there, so that way you have access to it. All right? Thank you.
Hey, we have a huge Thank you very much. All right, so we have some giveaways to give away right away. You should have a blue ticket. If you do not have a blue ticket, put up your hand like any great student so that our folks with the blue tickets can get them to. And let me tell you one more thing. Wendy Gorton right here. Everyone say hi, Wendy. Hi. Wendy is live streaming all of these sessions today. So if you want to go back and see what Rodney told us all about, you can see that on YouTube, on EdTechTeam's channel. That will all be recorded for us. Thank you, Wendy, and YouTube Live. All right. Anybody else need a blue ticket? Last chance.
Okay, let's get holding hands. This goes for number 1.
Okay, giveaways.
1.
Number 1. Let's start.
The last 3 names. Numbers, sorry. 597.
597. So this is EdTechTeam Adventures, backpack and luggage tech. We run adventure tours in coordination with some of our summits. We were in Iceland. We also went to the Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, the Northern Lights. Awesome things happening with EdTechTeam Adventures.
Okay.
Next up, we also are a partner to Google for Education. We thank them for all of the great things they teach us, and they give us cool stuff like this. We have a screen cleaner and a pen. Goes to 575. Nice. Of course, it's going to be the farthest person. So whoever wants to win next, go as far away from me as you can. Next up, we're going to give away. This is hot off the press, as in we just got our hands on these today. This is Amy Burval, Dan Ryder. Their intentions, this is an EdTechTeam press book. We just got our hands on them. You will be one of the first to get this book if your number is 579. Great last name, by the way, Armstrong. That's also my last name. I'm Michelle Armstrong. So next up, we have Nate Udowski. Nate's going to get himself all set up. Nate, what are you telling us about today?
Gmail magic. Basically, take control of your inbox. I'm going to show you how.
All right. So as Nate is getting set up, oh no, we're good with prizes. We're going to give away more prizes. I got to ask a couple questions. How many of you have like more than 50 messages in your inbox? Okay. How many of you have more than 1,000 messages? Oh my goodness, you have to stay here. Nate hopefully will help you learn how to tame your inbox. If nothing else, he'll give you tips on how to manage those 1,000 messages. Nate Udowski is up next. Stick around for that.
Okay, round 3, baby.
Added level of complexity. Are you ready? Oh, okay.
You're like for here today with us.
Oh, I know. It's okay. Do it this next
It's thinking. Give it a second. Let's go to space. I will have a link, yes. Do you have a pen? Do you have a pen on you? I can give you the short link right now.
This year, but last year at the summit,
That's supposed to be it.
this week everybody Anybody else?
You got me?
Yeah, I got closer now so you can see the screen. Yeah, the second half.
Thank you.
I know.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna actually attend this session on my inbox.
All right, I'll take, just take.
You have no idea what you're going to do.
I don't.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nate Ubowski is about to come up and teach you some amazing things about Gmail, but we actually have 5 minutes. We want to stay completely on schedule, so you guys are in for a treat. But we have to make sure that other people around here know that this is the place to be. So I am going to tell you right now, Nate Ubowski and I are about to do kind of a demo slam showdown, sort of ish. We'll see where it goes. But for the demo slam sort of ish, let's hear a huge round of applause. Okay, let me tell you what a demo slam is. A demo slam is where trainer versus trainer have 3 minutes to wow you with their tip, trick, tool of choice. Now, we don't each have 3 minutes. We're going to kind of take 30-ish seconds to tell you the coolest thing we know. Nate had no idea we're doing this, by the way, so give him a little credit for whatever he comes up with. But let's tell you a little bit about the demo slam that's happening here tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the true demo slam. 3 minutes, trainer versus trainer versus trainer. We have 15-time demo slam champion Donnie Piercy is going to be here. He was defeated by Sylvia Duckworth. If you know Sylvia Duckworth, she's amazing, and she also has a super cool demo slam, and she's Canadian. We have Micah Shippey. He does some really cool augmented reality stuff. He did EdTechTeam Go, which is similar to Pokemon Go. And oh my goodness, Jenny McGeera is doing the demo slam tomorrow at 1:20 here. How many of you guys saw Jenny's keynote this morning? Yeah, she rocked it. So, demo slam, Nate. If you were to say one thing that a teacher must have in their toolkit, what would it be?
All right, I'm a Chrome extension junkie. And because I'm a Chrome extension junkie, it causes havoc, or wreaks havoc on my computer, especially if I'm running a Chromebook, and it just kills the productivity, the speed of the computer. So one of the things that I like to do is I don't like to have to go back to the Chrome Web Store and have to reinstall the extension every time I want to use it. So I found this awesome extension called Extensify or Extensity. Depends on how you see it. I see it as Extensity. But it allows me to not go into my Chrome settings to be able to turn on or turn off all of my settings. It just gives it to me all in one extension. So I go to the Chrome Web Store, I install Extensity, and then I have the ability to just control, turn on, turn off all of my extensions like this, and it's really fast. It's amazing.
Wow.
Slam.
All right, okay, seeing as we're on the extensions, I'm going to give you my absolute favorite extension ever. We don't even need to show it here. I can just tell you about it. If you do not have AdBlock installed on your Chrome, you need AdBlock. AdBlock not only does it, there it is, not only does it block the ads if you're reading any website, get this, YouTube pre-roll commercials, gone with AdBlock. So AdBlock extension, super cool. We actually have 3 more minutes. Nate, what do you think? Do you want to give some more amazingness?
All right, let's do it. All right, this is actually the most simple tip I've ever learned, and it's the most mind-blowing thing that I've ever knew about. So every once in a while, you'll be working on your Chromebook and everything. You're going to be working with Chrome, and you have like 743 tabs open because you just happen to find 743 amazing websites that you're looking at. And then you accidentally close one of them. And it goes away. And so let's say I just do this. I'm going to be tethered a little bit. No, you're good, you're good. So let's say I'm a loudspeaker, so it comes through that way. All right, so I pull up a new website. And so I'm on this website, and I accidentally clicked Control W, and I was like, oh no, I need that website. But I don't know how I got there. What am I going to do? Panic. Panic is the first step, unless you know that you can just use the keyboard shortcut. You can also use the mouse too, but I hate the mouse. Command-Shift-T reopens your last closed tab. But not just once. It will reopen every closed tab as long as you've had that Chrome browser running. So don't close your windows, and you can open it up. Slam.
Oh, but wait, there's more. You can also, if you close the entire window, you can go in and your Control-Shift-T is going to open, give you the option to open the whole entire last window. Oh, but wait, there's even more. Let's think about, yes, we close the tabs, but as teachers, have you ever been walking down the aisle and that student closes that tab? You know that they're working on something they're not supposed to be while you're walking by. Please tell them you have this new superpower before you unleash it on them. Control-Shift-T or Command-Shift-T will open a closed tab. All right, Nate, you're up with inbox awesomeness.
Let's give it up for Nate Zabowski.
That was very convincing. All right, that was very convincing. We need a little bit more. We've got to fill these benches before I get 3 slides in. All right, so let's get a little bit more energy here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's right. We're about to start a party here. All right, and so we are going to be talking today a little bit about taming your inbox. I have a little bit of a story. I am the most disorganized, organized person in the history of the world. So when it comes to what we do with my inbox, it's kind of a mess. And so I want to kind of just do a little poll. This is something Michelle did, but I was at a boot camp last week, and I heard a number that was astronomical. So inbox. Do you guys see this number up here? Does anyone think they have more than 23,000 emails in their inbox right now? What's your number? 56,000. Oh, okay. What's your number? 53. 35,000. Holy cow, that's crazy. That's ridiculous, right? I have 23, but I actually have a secret. I put all those in my inbox to help me demonstrate my point today. I actually try to get to inbox 0 every day. The largest number I've come across is 110,000. And so that's kind of my fun fact for the day. Well, I'm going to talk about how you can take control of that. So my name is Nate Zabowski. I'm an instructional technology coach and computer science teacher in Littleton, Colorado. You can find me online there if you want to connect later. But first off, why is Gmail great? There are a few things that I really highlight on why you should be using Gmail all the time and why it's amazing. Number 1, they have this function of archiving an email instead of deleting it. You can still delete an email in Gmail, but I don't know why you need to. So first thing, archive instead of delete. Number 2, Gmail is built on the power of Google search, which means anything that you, any of those search operators or any of those things that you can do inside Google search, you can do inside your email. I'll talk about that more a little bit later too. The other thing I love about Gmail is you can create some automated workflows to make your life easier and to make things work automatically for you. And I think that's such a blessing. Educators, we don't have enough time in the day. And so if there's anything that we can do to make it more productive for us, that's awesome. And then the last thing is there's unlimited storage in your G Suite for Education account, which means you don't even have to worry about how many emails you get. You don't have to delete them. You don't have to clear up in memory in your inbox because it's forever. All right, so the first thing that I always talk about, when we talk about our inbox, there's a few different ways you can kind of prioritize your inbox. My favorite, I actually stick with the default, which is a timeline of all of the emails in chronological order. These all can be changed within the settings inside Gmail web interface. The next one is important first, where Gmail thinks it's like, oh, you probably think this is an important email because we know that you've always read and responded to the person who sent this email. So you can have the important ones come first. You can have unread first, meaning that no matter if you haven't read it, it pulls up to the top of your inbox. That's really great for some people who get a ton of emails and read some, but not all of them at the same time. And so it puts the unread ones at the top. Then you've got the starred first, meaning if you like to star your emails and mark them as important, you can come back to those and those will always be at the top. But this one, this is the one that actually looks completely different than all of the other ones. It's the priority inbox. And I'm not going to change my settings because I don't want to break the Wi-Fi doing stuff. But what it does is it puts unread emails, starred emails, and then the rest of your emails. And it actually segments them apart from each other in your inbox. This is the first step to being able to tame your inbox, knowing that you can choose the inbox that works best for you. I personally like the default, which is chronological order, because I try to get to inbox 0. I don't need all the other ones. Second thing, archive instead of delete. I have been teaching in my school now. I'm going into my 7th year. I have not once deleted an email. Not once. I can go back to the day I started in the email that I received from my principal on the first day of school because I've archived it. So what's the difference between an archive and a delete? Step one, when you delete, it puts it in this delete folder and then it gets rid of it after time, about 30 days. Second thing is archiving takes it out of your inbox, but keeps it in this like cloud ether, like weirdness folder of all mail, everything in all mail. And so when you archive something, it gets it out of the view of your inbox, but it puts it into another, I call it the junk drawer. All mail is like your junk drawer. So you can get to it whenever you want. Another way that I go through and I do control my inbox, this is a setting that most people don't know about, and it's my favorite setting in Gmail. The setting is called Show, Send, and Archive. When you are composing an email or replying to an email that someone sent you, and you don't have this hidden, when you hit send, that email still stays in your inbox. My thought process is, if I responded to the email, I don't need it to be in my inbox, because if they reply, it'll come back to me as a reply. So I activate the send and archive button. And what happens is when I hit send and archive, it sends the email and then archives that conversation until a reply comes in. That's the biggest tip, biggest trick I've had to be able to find inbox and zero success. Now, I told you that you can have all of the search operators and all of the functionality of Google Search in your Gmail. It also works in Drive and every other Google Suite. But when you are in Gmail, I'm going to just highlight this for a second. There's a little shark tooth. Oh, go too fast. Okay, this little shark tooth in the corner of your search bar has all the secret goodness. When you click that, that opens up this little window where you can then define and narrow down your search results. So instead of just searching for a name or searching for a subject line, you can actually go in and say, this email is from your principal. So you can type in your principal's name. Woo! Yeah, we need more people. Ready? Woo! Yeah, and then you can say, I know I sent this email to my friend Jim, and so you say, I'm going to search for that email, and you can put his email in the to line and find the emails that you've sent to that person. But then you can continue to narrow it. You can narrow it down to say the subject. This has the words. This doesn't have these words. You can even look for things in your Google Chat / Hangouts, or whether or not the email has an attachment. You can narrow it down even to the day of when that email was sent. Okay, so that's amazing. You can do all of the search functions in Gmail. But it goes one step further. We're talking about automating workflows and making our life easier. So let's say you're constantly doing a search for an email from, let's say it's a 504, or maybe it's, you know, your learning support services team always sending you updates for 504s and IUPs or whatever. You can create a filter that automatically will label those emails for you, so you don't have to organize them for you. So in that first screen, when I said, I could say from Linda, any email I get from Linda with the subject line of 504, I can then click down on the bottom, create a filter with those results. And then I can ask it what to do. So first step, you can have it be marked as red, meaning you just want to ignore it. Don't do that. That's a bad choice unless it's from your principal. Just kidding. Just kidding, administrators. I don't really mean that. Second thing, I actually really like the second, this option here. Apply the label. When you apply a label, you can actually organize your inbox and say, this goes in my 504 labels or folders. Or you could say it goes in this and this. And you can start to create these filters for all of it. You can even automatically delete an email. Don't do that unless you're really trying to ignore someone. You can never send it to spam, which I've never had a problem with in Gmail, but if you're constantly getting a subscription email that you always read that starts going into your spam, you can say that it's not spam, or you can create a filter to never send it to spam. You can mark it important, and then you can categorize it. And then down at the bottom where it says create filter, there's a little checkbox, and this is my favorite part of this part too, is you can actually say, also apply this filter to all previous conversations you've ever had. So by default, when you create this filter, it does it for everything going forward. But if you've never deleted an email, which I've never done, you can actually create a filter and then have it apply to all of the emails in your all mail category. And so it's actually organizing that junk drawer for you automatically. Now there's another cool thing in Gmail, which is kind of diving into the labs. So when you go into the settings within Gmail, there's these things called labs. And they give you this warning like, these things may break, we're just testing them and seeing how they work, which is great. But I've never had it break on me. One of them you can enable is called canned responses. We all have that email that we send all of the time. Jimmy broke his Chromebook screen today. This is strike one, right? So you've got these formats of emails you're constantly sending. You can enable canned responses so you never have to type that message again. So you're going to go into Labs. You're going to click Enable Canned Responses, and then at the bottom you're going to click Save. And then what you do is you compose an email, and then you can hit, there's a little shark tooth triangle next to the, on the bottom of your email. And then you can say, create a canned response from this email. And you title it, you say, this is my broken Chromebook screen email, and then you can send that and save it, and then now it's saved. And you just click that arrow again, and you say, insert this canned response when you do a new email. You can even send a canned response based on a filtered search. So if your principal always sends you emails that you need to follow up with, maybe your principal wants you to send an email saying, hey, I got this. You can actually set up a filter that does that for you automatically. So you search all emails from principal that says, please review, and then you create that filter and you say, first, start is from my principal, I need to really read that. But second, you can then send a canned response that says, hey, thanks, Mrs. Smith, I got it, I'm on board. And then you give the 2 thumbs up emoji and you're good to go. The other thing that I love about the labs is this one called Quick Links. Now, Quick Links puts things in your inbox that you're constantly searching for. So if you're constantly searching for principal emails, or my school does a daily staff bulletin, and I'm constantly searching that in the search bar, you can actually use Quick Links to create a hyperlink to shortcut to that search term over on the left-hand side of your inbox. And it's amazing. Anything that you're constantly searching for, you can get to real fast. Now, I'm a productivity expert, and by that I mean I strive to be more productive in everything I do. One of the most time-consuming things I do is moving my hand from the keyboard to the mouse, or the hand to the trackpad. I know this sounds really simple, really stupid actually. That's milliseconds, but milliseconds add up. Now, in keyboard shortcuts, you can learn that E is to archive an email, or C is to compose. You can just learn those things, but who has time to just memorize? There's a Chrome extension called KeyRocket. KeyRocket teaches you those shortcuts by telling you you didn't do it with a shortcut. So, I'll give you an example. If you're in an email and you hit the button to archive that email, a little pop-up comes up and KeyRocket says, you could have just pressed E. Or you wanted to go compose a message, so you hit New. A little pop-up shows up and says, KeyRocket says, you could have just hit C. And so it's another way for you to just train yourself to be more productive within your inbox. Now, this is venturing a little bit out of Gmail specifically, but this is amazing. Has anyone used or heard of Unroll Me? Okay, there's 2 people. High fives. Say, Unroll Me. If you have unruly subscriptions in your inbox, you've signed up for that Ann Taylor Loft, the rewards program, and you just get an email every day, and you're just like, I'm done. And you've done this to every store you've ever been to and every exhibit hall you've ever been to. And so what you need to do is you need to go sign up for Unroll Me. And what this does is it says, we find all of the bulk emails that you receive, and we roll it up into one email. So at the end of the day, instead of getting 30 emails, you get 1. And within that one email, you can actually link out to each of those individual emails if you want that individual email. But wait, there's more. Within Unroll Me, you can go to their web interface or their app, and you can turn on permissions for each subscription. So let's say you don't want that Ann Taylor Loft email anymore, you can just hit unsubscribe. Guess what it does? Unsubscribe to you. You can also just say, don't add this to the roll-up, I want it in my inbox. And so you say, don't add this to my roll-up, put it in my inbox, and then you get it normally, and it doesn't get into this roll-up. Unroll.me, it's amazing. Now, there's a few of you. It was 32,000. We had some 50,000 emails here. There's a thing that I like to do whenever I talk about Gmail, which is calling Gmail bankruptcy. You can declare Gmail bankruptcy. Now, don't do it right now, and don't do it from the phone. It really needs to be done on the computer. But I'm going to tell you, because when you have 23,000 emails in your inbox, you're never going to see past the first 50 or 100 emails. Let's just be honest. If they're not on that first page, they're done. They're gone. So what you need to do is you need to declare Gmail bankruptcy. And to show you how not scary it is, I'm going to give you a short little demo in my last minute or two. Okay, so here's my school email. I actually just got an email from my assistant principal just about 20 minutes ago. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to give that a star. I use orange stars as my to-do list. I'm going to give that an orange star. It's important to me. Well, watch this. I'm going to select all, and you'll see it says all 100 conversations are selected. There's an option next to that that says, do you want to select all 23,000? And I'm going to say yes. I'm going to select all 23,000 conversations. Now they're all selected. Now this is where it gets scary. Some people freak out that I'm about to do this, but remember I told you I'm inbox 0, and I did this just as a demo. So you don't have to be afraid for me. Remember, we archive, don't delete. So don't hit the delete button when you do this. When you're declaring Gmail bankruptcy, don't hit delete unless you really want to get rid of everything. You just click that archive button. It says, are you sure you want to do this to 23,000 emails? And you say yes. And then I just probably broke the internet. But it goes to inbox 0. And because I have that star that I assigned to that first email, and you'll see it in a couple other emails, I have a quick link over on the left-hand side. Remember when I told you that stuff you search for regularly? I search for orange stars. That's my to-do list. So I can just come back to that to-do list over on the left-hand side. And once I'm at inbox 0, I go to my to-do list, and all of those orange stars now show up. And I can get back to my inbox. So I just broke the internet. It's going to take forever because it's 23,000. Declare Gmail bankruptcy. Start over if you're good. What I recommend doing, if you want to take this step, get a good solid Wi-Fi connection. Go through your first page, maybe your second page. Star the emails you know you need to respond to, and then everything else you archive, because you can just search for it later and find what you need. And that's how, in 20 minutes, I think it needs to be an hour-long session, you can learn to tame that inbox and to really take control of it and make it go for you. And so, I feel like we're going to do a little bit of a giveaway now, right? Can we get a little energy, though? You guys are just staring at me. A little more, let's go. Bring it up.
Okay.
Does everyone have a ticket?
Everybody has a ticket.
If you don't have a ticket, raise your hand and we'll get you one real quick so we can get you in this raffle. Because you've declared Gmail bankruptcy. It's still working, by the way. I broke the Googles. All right, we're almost there,
Hey, what do you generally go to charge for?
I just use it for demo. I use orange. I use yellow and orange as my default stars. I don't have enough email that I deal with to do others. Okay, so we're gonna do a raffle here. Everyone's got their ticket pulled out. We're gonna read the last 3 digits of the numbers. That'd be awesome if she picks one. All right, if you are, what are we doing now?
Start with a Pear Deck.
Okay, we got a Pear Deck golden ticket. If you don't know Pear Deck, their booth's right over there behind SketchUp. You should go check them out. This is a golden ticket. This is a year subscription, I believe, right?
I believe so, yeah.
All right, so if you are number 637, all right, golden ticket over here. Okay, next up we got another item.
It's a Max Cases. It's a coupon for them.
A coupon for Max Cases over behind us, the partners. So we're going to do another drawing. And this is numbers 651. 651. Going once. Going twice. 651 over here.
Oh, there we are.
All right. All right. Next step.
Next up, we'll give away a ticket to a summit.
Oh, this is big. This is what everyone needs to cheer for. This is a ticket to an EdTechTeam summit of your choice. So free registration for a summit. So this is a big deal. Okay, numbers are 6, 5, 8. All right. Here you go.
So the URL's on there. Just jump online, find the one closest to you.
All right, next up, what do we have, Mark?
Next up, I want to take a break from the raffle.
Oh.
Because I'm going to give out 2 special EdTechTeam adventures.
Okay, you get the mic.
I'm actually going to hand them to these 2 over here because Jen tells me that they've sorted out that they can camp out here and have great sessions all day. So thank you for joining us. You guys are on an EdTechTeam adventure, so I'm going to hand you these backpacks.
That's amazing. All right, after a few minutes of setup and some interludes, more raffles, or that's the next one?
Let's do the rewrite. This is also yours.
Okay, this is a year subscription to ReadWrite from Text Help. Awesome people as well. They do a lot with EdTechTeam. So here we go. Patty's getting the numbers. And the numbers are 5, 8, 6. Woo!
Awesome!
And our Keep Cool package, EdTechTeam sunglasses and a koozie.
All right, the Keep Cool package. EdTechTeam sunglasses and a koozie for those warm summer afternoons, evenings in San Antonio. You need a koozie in San Antonio. All right, number 599. 599. Going once. 599 going twice. All right, gone. Let's pull one more number for the Keep Cool package. All right, it is 589. 589 going once. 589 going twice.
Next one.
All right, next one. Man.
625.
625.
Come on.
625 going once. Going twice. Nothing.
Okay. 624.
624. All right, there you go. We're going to have a little bit of an interlude as we change presenters and change things up here. If you have any questions about Gmail, I'll stick around. You can ask questions. Jen is going to get set up here, and she's going to be doing a session on
The small powers of Google Sheets. You know how those are attached to forms? You're like, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to show you what to do with it.
Awesome. That's my 0 inbox. It happened. Woo!
Cool. I'm right. Or you can say hi.
Hello, everyone. Hi. How's it going? How is your ISTE experience
This
going so
ISTE
far?
has been amazing, from the keynote to the next session right here
Yeah.
at the EdTechTeam booth, rocking it out.
Nice. What are you off to next? What's your next session?
Flipgrid booth.
Nice.
All right, guys, we'll be back on in a sec. Thanks for staying with us. Prizes all day. Nice job, Elizabeth. Make sure to email me so you can collect your book. If anyone has a booth that they want to see, we can try to take the live feed around. If you have any requests, let us know. But next up on our schedule, we have Jen Giffen, Unlocking the Small Powers of Google Sheets. So let us know in the chat. Are you a sheet person? Are you not? Are you advanced? Let us know. But we're getting set up right now.
Mark, how's it going in the booth so far?
It's pretty good. This is like a summit at ISTE,
Yeah?
and with all of you.
We had someone just win an EdTechTeam Press book online, so
And we're having the demo slam for the ages later this week.
who do you think will win?
Oh, that's rough. Jenny's going to have the home crowd advantage after this morning for sure. But that's tough competition with Sylvia, Donnie, and Micah. So.
All right, stay tuned tomorrow, guys. All right, Jen's up next. How are you feeling, Jen?
Feeling good. I just, my internet wouldn't connect, so that's always a great way to start a presentation that's fully online.
Nice.
So that's okay. Good old Mark. He loves me as a computer. We're going to be good.
Sweet.
Good. Let's get rid of these. Oh, you're enjoying your team. Tell you a little more about our team.
Thank you.
It's like
My EDU account. Oh, that's what I checked. we don't really have let you know what good, so. I just always have my number. You guys want one with me? I'm just gonna let this run everywhere that's not local Southern California. Oh, I heard. I'm glad I wasn't in there. They come here like all red faced. Yeah. Oh, yeah. One time. One time. What are you doing? I'm not sure. 4 o'clock. So, like, yeah. We had a fire like 20 miles from the house there.
How you doing? Huh?
Not really. Is it not?
Oh no, you can do. Yes. All right, tell me when you're ready. Oh, good.
There's only one more thing that I'm going to try to bring up. I decided to let's just like see what's on like it.
Well, good. Cool. Yes. It's still gonna do its thing.
No, this is literally just like I don't get it. You start. It's weird because one is everything else is the same.
Well, that wasn't such a good solution.
Hot spot, like yeah.
That's what I thought. I haven't used that.
That was a trick question.
I will tell you what to do. Look it up. Well, it just still says that.
So we're doing if you want to see where we're going to do that, trying to figure out this. That's awesome. All right, we're about to start a new session on the small powers of Google Sheets. Jen Giffen, as soon as we're done with the Wi-Fi here. Oh man, did that work? Is that connected? Well, that was like that's live. Really refreshing. All right. The one thing you need. Maybe
Turn my phone. We're on now is my phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, yeah. All right, looks like Jen is live, newly minted Google Certified Innovator. Well, to be, I guess. To be in DC next month.
We're in our.
Jen's got some wisdom to share with you about spreadsheets, and I'm going to hand him the mic.
Thanks, Mark. Okay, I'm going to try to get all this on here. There we go.
Meanwhile, why don't we give Jen a big hand? Because if
Oh, hi. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Jen Giffen, and if the internet liked me,
I would show you all my stuff. Here, oh, well, you can see it there. There you go. I am a digital literacy resource teacher. What does that mean? It's like a tech coach from just north of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yay, the land of poutine and sorries. Sorry. And everyone here is telling me I say it weird. They're like, you're Canadian, aren't you? And I said, how do you know? And I said, you say sorry a lot and weird. What do you mean? They say it's sorry. And I'm like, it's not sorry, it's sorry. It's an O, not an A. Anyway, that's where I'm from. So I've been at the London Summit, the Ontario Summit, the Toronto Summit. We reached on Twitter at virtual GIF, 2 Fs. That's my last name. And today I'm going to be talking about Google Sheets. My bit.ly is bit.ly/sheetpower2. It is case sensitive, so make sure you got that capital S and P in there. I'll beat that up for you guys to do it. That's my glamour shots when I actually do my hair and stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's when I don't stay out till 2 in the morning studying hard for my presentation or singing karaoke. Okay. So essentially what I'm going to do, that Sheets Power bit.ly will take you to this, and everything is there, and everything on it has a screencast on how to do it. So if I go quickly or if you miss something, don't panic because it's all right there. And essentially, I came into loving Sheets a while ago because I really, really like, right? I've always done it. I was, I had Excel, I knew how to use that, and we got, we came at Google, EDU, domain. I was like, this is awesome, I'm going to do great stuff. And I started learning it. And the more I learned, I was like, wow, this is actually really powerful. And I have a friend, and her name is Stephanie, and she is not a teacher. She's a former programmer. And she sat me down one day and taught me how to do some really cool stuff really easily. And all of a sudden, I thought, oh my gosh, this has crazy potential. So when you do a form, how many of you use Google Forms? Yeah, everybody, good. And it's attached to that sheet, right, if you want the information. That's great that I have that sheet, but what am I going to do with it? There's way too much information. I can't get things, and we sort of tend to ignore it. So I'm going to show you some pretty entry-level things on how to access your information. So we're going to just start really quickly with how to hide things. So as soon as you go into a Google form and anything's submitted, we have this timestamp column there. And generally, we don't really care when it's coming in. So you can hide columns by clicking the column. Oh, is it not going to go? Hold on, it's working. It should say not working, that's right. If you, come on, let's go. Are you going to do it? Doesn't like me. If you right click, usually, when it's not doing working, you can, an option pops up and it says hide column, and it just totally collapses that column in on itself, so it's gone from your screen, so you don't need to have a look at it. Oh no, I'm going to try to refresh.
I think it's me, because when I was here yesterday,
were you here for Kim Polishuk's? Yesterday, little Kim, yeah. She came back, I'm staying in the hotel with her, and she was like, I had no internet for my presentation. I said, how's that work? She's like, well, it happened. So, okay, maybe I'll try to, data seems to be there, so I'm gonna skip ahead and show you some other things. In this data, it's actually pretty awesome. You can sort, you can also have filter views, and this is the one that I really, really, really like. So have you ever been working collaboratively on a Google spreadsheet, like on Sheets with someone else, and they go and they put a filter on it because they want to see something, and all of your data disappears? Have you ever done that? And you're like, oh, where did all that stuff go? You don't have to do that. So this is what I do a lot with our guidance and student services departments, because they have these huge spreadsheets of all the students, but they only want to see the kids on their docket. So if you actually go in, and now of course it disappeared. I mean, the Googles hate me today. Oh, AdBlock. It's a great add-on if you don't have it. It's AdBlock for Google. It stops all the ads on your in YouTube. Okay. Oh, maybe it's trying to link up all my add-ons like that. Okay. Oh, and we're not back. I'm gonna stand here for a minute. Tell some jokes. Why did the banana go to the doctor? He wasn't feeling well, that's right. What is Beethoven's favorite fruit? Bananas. That's a good one, right? I like that. I've got 3 little boys, 7, 5, and 5. It's why I keep the liquor stores in Canada open. And you know what, I think this is what it's doing. I think it's trying to link all of my add-ons. So yeah, let's go back. Still thinking, still thinking. Well, let me. I can talk it. It won't be as fun, and when we get there, we'll get it. I think it's adding all of my extensions, and it's having a nervous breakdown. It does this every now and then. If you have a lot of extensions, if you weren't here before for Nate, he talked about Extensify, where you can turn them on and off. It's a really great one. Unfortunately, I didn't have my computer, didn't have internet, kind of like right now. So they're already linked in. Although I could maybe pull mine out now that I'm on this. Whatever. Okay, so to hide columns, we'll start at the very beginning. You're going to right-click on any column, and you'll see hide there. You can also autofill. So if I click on any cell and I want to just copy everything down, you'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a tiny little blue box. If you grab that and pull it, it fills everything out below it with the same information. So it saves you like typing again, or copy, paste, just drag, autofill. It's really cool. If you want to add up data, the one thing that I do often, if I want to say, okay, how many people are coming to this, or how many, say, for me, I'm a coach, so we do training, and they say, okay, how many people from your school are coming? If you go to any part in that column and click equals sum, open bracket, and then highlight the cells that you want, it will automatically add up everything in that cell. Which you're like, okay, that's pretty exciting. But let's say instead you want count if. So again, I'm organizing something and we have dietary restrictions. And I want to be like, okay, how many people are vegetarian? Again, I can go to the bottom of that column, put equals count if, open bracket, and then you see it right here on my sheet. You put the range, so that wherever that data is. So in this case, I want to step in front because it goes, let's say I want to know how many junior teachers there are. I would say open bracket count if, I would highlight that, comma, open quotes, and I would write junior, end quotes, close bracket, and it would actually pull out the number of times automatically the word junior is in there, which I think is really helpful, right? When you're looking at data and you have to count quickly, because how often have you sat there and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you lose track? So count if is super powerful for that. There's also times that you might want to share part of a spreadsheet. So administrators have worked with a lot on this. They're like, okay, I have this spreadsheet, but it's data about all of my classes, but I only want to share certain things in there. They might have notes, or they might have sensitive data, but I only want to share a certain part with, let's say, my teaching staff. You can use something called import range. Again, it's a formula, equals, let me go back onto this. Equals here, you say import range, and you have to go through, and it's a little bit tricky the first time you do it, but once you do it, it's like amazing. And I wish this was working. I'm not doing that.
And that's all on your That's all on your paper, right?
Is it? Yeah, it's all on my paper. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So, like I said, I wanted to do, I think, like this. Will you guys be able to hear me? There, can you still hear me okay? Okay. A little closer. Okay, so, it's working again. So I'm going to say equals count if, open bracket, and I say this range here, comma, bracket says junior. And then automatically, all the information that I'm sharing with you is at that bit.ly at the top, sheet power 2. Wait a minute. And it is case sensitive, so if you just like little s, little p, it won't work. Make sure you have those capitals. Be good too. Still see people taking pictures. It's been waiting. The second bit.ly there is the actual sheet that I'm working on that you can go on and force copies it for you, and so you can go in and play and have some data. Okay, you good to go back? Good, all the way down, super. So like I was saying before, let's say you wanted to say, okay, what kind of meal type? Let's say you know that everybody is vegetarian here. If I click the box and drag it down, it auto-fills everything in for me. That magic fill is really cool. So again, I'm not gone are the days where I'm like, okay, I'm going to control C, control V, control C, control V, I go back. Magic fill, beauty. Okay, so I don't know if import range is going to play nicely with me, so let's try. Oh, no, stop, don't leave. In import range,
I'm going to just open a new tab there. Let's say I wanted to show people the people who are coming only, and I want to show the schools that they're in, and that's the information I want to share. I don't want them to know how comfortable they are with the concept that we're looking at, how far they are along the project. I just want the names of the schools. That's the information. What I can do is on this sheet, I'm going to say equals import range, but you need to spell it right, otherwise it doesn't work. Import range, open bracket, and then you look for the spreadsheet name. Well, what's that? In this case, it's all of this little googly gump stuff here between that D and where it says edit. And that's the name, sort of the internet name of your sheet. So I'm going to say import range. I want that. Okay. And then I'm going to go, oh, sorry, it needs to be in quotes. It's important. Quotes and commas are really important when you're dealing in sheets. It tends to freak out if you don't put that. You'll often get something back that says parse error. If it says parse error, don't panic. It just means you've missed something somewhere. You have to go back and figure it out. So any of you puzzle doers, like Sudokus and stuff like that, this is why I love sheets too. It's like, oh, where is it? Or coders. Okay, right? This is really elementary coding, I figure. Okay, so we have that. So I want to pull in that. And then I want to pull in, the next thing is the sheet. So in this case, it's called info. I'm going to make sure I get them all right here, because I usually do this wrong. Capitalization does matter. So info, exclamation mark, and then I want to pull in from that sheet, what is it, BCD. So info, C, B, no, go back. I'm going to say B1 to D100, let's say. Close bracket. And it should load.
You have 2 eyes in your info.
Did I put, oh, thank you. Go in. It's thinking it's not going to find anything. It'll think for a while, not likely. Go back. Editing is temporary disabled. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go back to import range so that you can see it after. But essentially what it will do is it will take only those and put it in. So I can open that in a brand new spreadsheet. The beautiful thing about it is that it live updates. So if I have a huge spreadsheet and I want to share 3 of those columns with all of you, I don't ever need to jump into yours. I have that one with only those columns updating in real time. Question.
So you're just on a different sheet within the sheet.
I can open a brand new sheet altogether.
Pull it from
yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Oh my God, I was that.
Super powerful. Yeah, unfortunately, the powers are not with me today. Okay, let me see if they'll let me filter.
It will always update.
Constantly update. Yeah. Anything you take off is removed. It's lifetime selected view of a spreadsheet. Yeah. Now, like I said, it's tricky. You have to really make sure you get every comma and every quote right. But as soon as you get it, it's fine. It'll often ask you to the first time.
Row or column, you comma, right? And then click on that stuff.
Yeah. And it will often ask you at the very beginning, like, okay, do you allow access to this? You have to grant access. So the first time you get it, it might say, oh, it doesn't say error. I can't remember right now what it says. Something different. Just click on it. It'll say just allow access, and you can get it. Alrighty. How are we doing for going back here, I want to go to data again. And I'm going to go filter view. So again, if you look here, I have different areas that these schools are in. And if ideal in my region is split up into 4, and I deal with central. So I don't really care what's going on necessarily in the west or the east or the north. See what we did there in Canada? We have north, we have east, we have west, and central. And I'm getting it. Anyway, so what I can do with that is go to a filter view. So I'm going to select the whole sheet. I'm going to go to data, I'm going to go to filter view, and I'm going to create a new temporary filter view. And all of a sudden you get this gray bar at the top. And I can call it something. I'm going to call it, let's say I all of a sudden do care about the west. I can go here, I can clear them all and select only the west schools. And I click OK, and they only show up. And you're like, okay, that's great. I close it. Now the next time I go into the spreadsheet, it stays. I go back to data, I go to filter views, And it was called temporary 1 because it's the internet's not playing nicely today with virtual GIF, and that's good. If I go in, you'll see it turns that view back on. And what I love about this is if you are working on a spreadsheet collaboratively with other people, there's a lot of people on it. If I filter it, it filters for everyone watching. For this, it only filters in your view. Everyone else sees it normally. So it's a really great tool when you're working with a lot of data with a lot of people at the same time. Like I said, I do this in tons of our guidance departments because they're constantly on. They're like, I just want to see my docket, or I just want to see only the grade 9s, or I only want to see the grade 11s. But they don't want to change the filter because they don't know who else is on it with them. Data validation is another one that to turn it off, you just go up here and click the box. Data validation is one I use a lot. It opens up. And no, it's not. I'm going to try to refresh it and hope that it doesn't panic on me. I know it's terrible internet thing. So in data validation, you can control the way that people enter data into a cell. So if you are asking people to fill some things out for you, you're like, no, I need it in this way. You can make it so they can't type unless they do one of yours. You can make it a drop-down menu, or you can just give them a warning, like, hey, don't forget, this is what we need to do. So I'm going to say, in here, I want to data validate the kind of meal that they have. So I'm going to select all that. I'm going to say data validation, and I can go for range. So in that case, if I add a spreadsheet here, and my range is going to be, so I'm going to call this meal types. So I'm going to say like halal, veggies. You know when you stand in front of a group and all of a sudden you can't type anymore? That happens to me all the time. Vegetarian, gluten-free. Okay, these are the options that I have. So I can now say in here, pick from that range. And notice I'm highlighting more than the actual range. You're going to see why in a minute. And say, okay, save it. So now when I go to this sheet, you'll see there's little drop downs. And they can choose that other kind of meal, or you can put that in. Let's say all of a sudden you have someone like, oh, I can't eat dairy. Oh, I need to add that in. If I come back here again, and I add it in, when I go back to my actual sheet, because I selected more, it's there automatically as part of that drop-down list. So I think it's really helpful. How much more time do I have? I want to see what I can do. So I want to talk about some extensions as well. But let's go to conditional formatting. This is another thing I really love. So I can say in here, I'm going to click my sheet, I'm going to go to format. I can alternate colors so it looks really nice. Hey, what colors do I want? I want them to be yellow, and boom, everything looks really pretty. It's there. You can also get that through the Explore function down at the bottom. If you haven't explored Explore, get in there. As I'm talking, does everyone have a blue ticket for the draw at the end? No. If you don't, wave your hands, and Patty will come in and give you one. Okay. The other thing, I'm going to undo that. The other thing that I can do in data validation here, or sorry, in conditional formatting.
Everybody has the
Here I can say I want to apply this from A1 to Z100, let's say. So every, like this huge range. And I want it, if the cell contains the text, let's say junior, I want it to highlight it yellow. I click done. Oh, please enter a valid range. That is a valid range. And you'll see automatically all my juniors got colored yellow so I can see them really quickly. Now, a lot of people are like, okay, that's great, but I want to know junior, but I want to know their name. So how do I do that? This one never plays nicely with me. I'm going to be really, really excited if I get it right because I always get it wrong. And I always say, like, it's so amazing, but I can't do it. So please, Google Gods, let it work. Okay, so what you want to do for the whole row, you want to validate here. You go in and you go down to custom formula is. Let's try it. You have to start with the $ because it's money. Money as in it's like exciting. Like, do the kids still say money? You know what I'm talking about? Like, is it a Canadian thing? No. So if in $ G, because that's the column that my divisions are in. First row of data, okay, G, comma, 2, is that right? No, that's right. G, 2 equals Junior, I want it colored yellow. And it didn't work. See, it never works for me. Why? It's, oh, helps with putting equal signs under it. There we go! So, yay! Actually, did it.
Oh, we got a primary.
Yeah, so then I'm like, oh, hold on, that didn't work. Why is it not working? Because I didn't do the right ones.
Wait, what did you change?
It panicked. In G2. Oh, hold on. Anyone see it? This is what it does to me. If G2 equals the text, replace it with, take back my running man. I got one. Okay, I'm going to go on because we don't have time. But essentially, you can get it to work. Proof is I do have a screencast there because the first time I did it, totally worked for me. Ever since, nope. Okay, so the other things I want to talk about, and I'm just going to flip to this for the end of it, are all the add-ons that I think you need. If you were going to be a Google Sheet user, this is where we want to go. You're going to go? So I'm not on a Chromebook, so they don't play well next time. Copy down is if you're using formulas and you're collecting from a form. And let's say you come in, you say, I want, as we collect this data, I want to concatenate something, which means like add them together, to create an email. So I put the formula the first time. Well, as the form continues to populate to the sheet, that formula doesn't follow down unless you use copy down. And essentially, if you add copy down, it steps you through, and every time it comes in, the next row will copy down that formula so it continues on the sheet, which is really powerful. Autocrat users in here? Good. If you don't use Autocrat, please find a session here this week. I can't go through it. In the next couple of days, learn Autocrat. It's a really powerful tool. It's a mail merging tool. It creates documents. It does really wonderful things. Split name is good as well. Sometimes you accidentally say, hey, what's your name? But you're like, oh, I only want their last name for something. Split names will take it and actually split data in a cell automatically for you. So there are ways to do that with formulas, but then there's smart people who write scripts and just do add-ons for you. Formula is another mail merge. I use this one all the time. So I often have, I'm not supposed to email my distribution list for my administrators. They say we can't for policy and spam. I don't like it. So what do? I have a formula, and I essentially just write up an email and I say, hey, formula 2, and I just have them all in a spreadsheet. So I didn't access the distribution list. I send it to them that way. And sometimes there's other people I want to as well, right? I have really like keen teachers, tech teachers, who want to know things that aren't necessarily on a distribution list. They're like my own personal one. I use formula for that. An easy query. Is it on? I actually might want to show this one. Oh, there it is. It's not there. Oh, no, hold on. Let's see. That's good. I'm good with 1 minute. Is it there? Yeah. So let me just show you really quickly easy query. If I go to add-ons and I say easy query and I want to create a sheet, it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. Essentially what it does is it'll take my data and I'll say, hey, I want a unique sheet and I want to just pull everyone from this first school. So from Rowan Road, I want everyone from Henry H, I want everyone from Winston Churchill, and it creates a new tab for each of those underneath. So it pulls your data and again, updates in real time. So I only have to put things on here and I can go to the separate sheets that are automatically populated for me. It's a really, really good one. Sorry the tech didn't work, but hopefully you win a prize, and that's worth it. If you have questions about any of this, like I said, I'm at Virtual GIF, virtual and then GIFF. I'm Jen Giffen. I'm from Canada. I'm sorry. See, I had to apologize at some point. But I know I say it weird. Sorry. It's not sorry. It's sorry. It's an oh. You don't get it. I don't. Everyone's like, you have an accent. I'm like, no. No, I'm an accent. So that's it. Thank you very much for coming. I'm going to hand it over to Mark here.
Everybody has a question.
Yeah. Well, not Jen. She's a trooper too. And so much you can learn from Jen. So stick around and pick her brain. Also, we have Lisa Highfield coming up in just a moment. She'll be setting up behind us while we do a quick raffle for those of you who got some tickets in. So we have an EdTechTeam Keeping Cool pack with EdTechTeam glasses and a koozie. So thanks for showing. It's 614, last year number 614. There it is. All right. You got James. lightweight. One more keeping cool pack with a bonus EdTechTeam luggage tag. What do we got? Number 672. 672. Thanks for coming. All right, now we've got a coupon for Max cases. They're right behind us. This will give you 50% off anything in their store on Amazon. So iPad cases, Chromebook cases, etc. 652. 652. There you go. They're also right behind us for the channel. And the golden ticket for Pear Deck. This is a full year's subscription to our partner Pear Deck, which is a great interactive tool for in front of the classroom. So what's our number? 650. 650.
650.
Oh, draw again. All right, 649. No. All right, 648. We're getting your hopes up. What do we got? 676.
Yes.
All right. You were excited about that.
Yes.
All right. This is a special one. EdTechTeam now publishes books. We kind of got a lot of our presenters' voice into the teachers' hands. So this particular one is A Learner's Paradise by our friend Richard Wells in New Zealand. They do it a little differently down there, and we have a lot to learn from Richard in his country. So 670. All right, there you go. All right, and then last one, this is a ticket to the summit of your choice.
I was using forms a lot, and I had all this data. I thought, how am I going to do it? And I wanted to really filter things out and customize so I could access information really easily. And I sat down with someone who wasn't an educator, who much like Bobby did, right? Like we said, how can I do this? And she's taught me tons of things, and when I can't figure out, she does.
All right, Lisa's getting set up right now.
But yeah, it was really to be able to find data about my students and to get out to my district.
Awesome. Thanks for a great
Lunch and learn.
Thanks, guys. Sorry about the internet.
Oh, and lots of books to give away. Is that what you're saying? Lots of books to give away. If there's space, you guys can sit on the front benches too. That's fine. Capes are bonus.
We're live streaming right here. Sorry.
Lisa did say we were going to be yelling hyperdocs and being obnoxious. Is that what you said? All right. Are you ready enough for the mic? All right, ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Highfill, co-author of the Hyperdocs Handbook.
All right, so before we start, I want to know who has heard of HyperDocs here before? Yes. And I'm looking at names, and I'm trying to be, because I told you all to come meet me here, right? And we follow each other on Twitter, and we talk, and we've been in classes. So it gets overwhelming, but you know what? We need to call more of our HyperDoc friends, don't you agree? Let them know the HyperDocs are in the exhibition center right now going on. Not only this session, but the next session as well. I get back to back, talk to you for a while. And I'm ready for what no Wi-Fi. I could teach HyperDocs with no Wi-Fi. And I'm giving away 5 books after every session for the next 3 sessions, including my book. But I think we need to call more people. So on the count of 3, we're going to be super loud and obnoxious. We're going to yell HyperDocs. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, maybe that will get people to come and make Jim laugh more at me. He's trying not to laugh right now. Hey, if that's what it is, let's let them know, right? This is going on. So this is the URL that we're on. You might want to just take a picture of it, or I tried to make it simple enough that we'll remember that. HyperDoc YouTube. It's a bit.ly. There's Kelly and Sarah. They're here in spirit. Do any of you know Kelly and Sarah? Oh, awesome. Does Kelly? Yeah. She's amazing. She's sorry she's not here. But they're here in spirit. They keep texting me like right now, Mom, stop. I'm on the, All right. I think I have it on the next page as well. I want to talk to you a little bit about this little mini session and what I'm going to attempt to do in a miracle 20 minutes. Because a lot of you already know what HyperDocs are. So I want to talk to you about lesson design, and by the end you'll know. The session after this is like an introduction to HyperDocs. So maybe you'll stay. So a little bit about this, and I believe, here we go.
it's the URL still up there. If you're on this slide deck, this is a big link to my website, my YouTube website, which looks like this. And I love YouTube. So I know a lot of people associate me with HyperDocs, but I do other things, including Reader's Workshop and paper notebooks and read paper books. So it's not all digital for me. But I really love YouTube. I love teaching with YouTube. And I've made this site because my theory with YouTube is there's a progression to it. You find it, you find a good video, you put it on a playlist, you pair it with good text, and then you package it. And the packaging is the HyperDocs. So find it, playlist it, pair it, package it. And this website will walk you through exactly what that is. But that's like for an hour-long session. I have 20 minutes. I'm going to walk you through an actual lesson. And this lesson is called, Lessons That Leave You Thinking. That's our session right now. And here's the HyperDoc that I'm giving out to you. Now, you don't have to participate in it, but if you are on, then you can. And if you click on this, you can get to this lesson. If not, I'm in a demo, I'm going to go back and forth. This on the right here is the lesson that I give to kids. That is the HyperDoc lesson. I actually have it open large here for you to see. Oh, it's right here. But I want to walk you through how I built this lesson and why I built this lesson the way I did. I built it on a Google Doc. I made it view only. You can push it out through Classroom or any way that you want to. Give a shortened URL for it. But it has lesson design behind it, and that's really what we're going to explore and talk about. So, very quickly, if you didn't know what a HyperDoc was, it's basically packaging for your lessons. So I found this great video that I'm going to share with you in just a moment. I wanted to make a lesson around it because I don't want to just show a 3-minute video in class and then be done. I wanted to have some depth, some complexity. I wanted to have my manifesto, to be honest. I want to accomplish all those things in my lessons. And I want you to pay attention, see if you think I got there. So here it is. The lesson is, what do you desire? And it's the manifesto HyperDoc. Now at the end of this, if you like this lesson, you can have it. That's the joy of HyperDocs. You just go file, make a copy. So maybe you're going to want this one. These are my academic needs. I want to build cognitive strategies. I want that repetition and practice for the comprehension through video. And I want them to show me what they know. I want them to apply their knowledge. I think that's really important, that we don't just go through things as tasks. They really are doing this purposeful application. So I start off in the lesson design with the engage portion. Now, I'm going to flip back and forth. Sorry to confuse you, but let's look at that on here. Here's what it looks like for the kids. Engage. They know what play button means. They click this, and there's the video. Here's their task. Okay? They're going to think about the parts that stand out to them, and they're going to post online what it means to them. I'm going to have you do it. If you're participating, you can just be thinking in your head as you watch this video. I want you to think about what line really stands out for you. No, don't put on me. I actually downloaded this video.
Welcome to my world, Lisa.
This isn't online. It will go. I'm not going to recite the video for you. I have patience. Everyone give it some Wi-Fi Zen. That'll get people's attention, this big eyeball watching you. That's another talk I give about the stink eye.
What makes you itch? What sort of a situation would you like? So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Well, it's so amazing. As a result of our kind of educational system, crowds of students say, well, we'd like to be painters, we'd like to be poets, we'd like to be writers, but as everybody knows, you can't earn any money that way. Another person says, well, I'd like to live an out-of-doors life and ride horses. I said, you want to teach in a riding school? Let's go through with it. What do you want? When we finally got down to something which the individual says he really wants to do, I will say to him, you do that. And forget the money. Because if you say that getting the money is the most important, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way. And after all, if you do really like what you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is, you can eventually turn it, you can eventually become a master of it. The only way to become a master of something is to be really with it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. So don't worry too much. Somebody's interested in everything. Anything you can be interested in, you'll find others. But it's absolutely stupid to spend your time doing things you don't like in order to go on spending things you don't like, or doing things you don't like, and to teach your children to follow in the same track. See, what we're doing is we're bringing up children and educating them to live the same sort of lives we live.
And I think that's enough video. It's a wonderful video. It's by Alan Watts, and it has a lot of powerful statements. And I saw Chris Bell present this video in a keynote, and I was so moved by it, and I thought, I need to build a lesson around this. Can you see? Who would you make this lesson for? My sons are in high school. I wanted them to see this. I wanted them to say, what are you going to do with your life? What do you desire? But I didn't want to do it for a 3-minute video. So I had to pair it with things. And I went to the next section, which is explore. Now this gets into the hyperdoc, and I'm going to switch back to see what that lesson looks like. And in the lesson, we go to the second part. We get to the explore. So now that you've watched this, you're highlighting things that mean something to you. Actually, I skipped that. I asked them if money was not, what line really stood out to you. And they all had that link for it, right in the engage piece. And everyone was able to post their thinking about that video right away. I didn't have to call in hands. What line really stood out? What did you like? What did it mean to you? Everyone at one time was able to post on the Padlet, which I think was really powerful. My quiet students were able to then have a voice in the classroom. Everyone is actively engaged. You don't get to sit back and do nothing when you're working on a hyperdoc. And you know what else? Nobody said, where's the link? What's the URL? Nobody said, what am I supposed to do? Because it says right here. Because I designed this lesson and I knew the flow I wanted to have. Now the next part was, I really wanted to do something with that video, and I felt like it reminded me of this other video I had seen, and I bet you know this one. Do you know the you can wear sunscreen if you want? I'm not going to play it. And I was like, oh, that's just like what I just saw. And then it really reminded me of the ISTE Manifesto. And I'll show you that in a moment. Does anyone know what the ISTE Manifesto is? So I'm like, oh, I can put these together. And I start asking kids, what do you think about these videos? What inspires you? And I put a paper notebook there because they're going to write that in their writer's notebooks. It doesn't have to be all digital. I could then make it offline. Say, let's turn and talk. Let's have a face-to-face conversation about these videos. Along here, too, if you want to build these lessons, I have all these good ideas about where to find good video. So you can be inspired as well. So how many of you have seen this? The ISTE Manifesto. This is your life. Do what you love and do it often. If you don't like something, change it. I don't know about that. If you don't like your job, quit it. But have you seen this before? It's like in gift shops everywhere. Does this remind you of that video that I showed you just a bit of? Like, oh, that reminds me of that. And as a teacher, aren't you always looking for things that pair together to make a great lesson? I'm like, I want my kids to make those. Only I want them to make their own manifesto that speaks to their life and who they are. And so I still didn't want to tell them what a manifesto was. I had them, let's look at the lesson. I had them explore, I'm sorry, here was the explain part. I asked them, what are the elements of a manifesto? Read through the samples and post your ideas here. Have you seen the Lululemon bags? Have you ever seen the Lululemon bag? I don't want to click on it, I'm not sure it's going to open. The Lululemon bags, they're a manifesto. And all the kids are like, oh, I know what that is. Why don't you just tell me that's what it is? But when you really look at these and you say, what elements are in here in that image? What elements are in a manifesto? So I had them post it on an answer garden. I'm still not telling them what a manifesto is. I'm saying, you tell me what it is. Actively engaging your learners. And again, it's all packaged, so they're not like, where do I post it? Where do I put my idea? All the directions are right there. Now, if you've never used Answer Garden, it's so awesome to do, because I said, wow, we got a lot about that. You think manifesto is about your passion. It is. And your beliefs. It is. And your vision and your wisdom and words to live by. And if you hover, that's how many people said that. 19 people said that, and the answer grows the more people that say it. So now I have this to teach from. Like, oh, you know what? I think the kids are getting it. I'm using this as a formative assessment now. I'm saying I didn't have to stand up and lecture. All right, everyone, this is a manifesto. Here's what you're going to do. There are these 5 steps. I'm done lecturing. I'm done by telling them that if I have to explain everything to you, you don't have the ability to figure it out on your own. I let them figure it out now. So after we did this, I went, you know, I feel good. I feel like they know. I'm going to refresh a little bit. I said, what do you think are my most important parts to this manifesto project? And they kind of had this discussion. We kind of came to, it was words to live by. Like, all right, do you have words to live by, your own words? So here was the next part. The apply. Guess what, everyone? Design your digital manifesto. You're going to make your own. These are tutorial videos. I'm still not going to tell you how to make a manifesto. You're going to figure it out on your own. We just wanted to see if these high school juniors could do this. Personally, I knew that my 5th grade class could do this. Are we over teaching them? And then when they wanted to turn it in, guess what? Guess where you turn it in, everyone? And I would do that in class because they would be like, I don't know where to turn it in. Like, oh, you guys, everything, I know you can figure it out. It's all there on the HyperDoc. Well, let's look at the lesson design behind this. Again, I went through this and I checked for understanding. I saw what lines were standing out to them or why they meant so much in the video. And then I went through the answer garden and I used these collaborative tools and packaged them within the HyperDoc with lesson design so we could have discussions, digital discussions. And I'll tell you though, this is, sometimes I'm going to use Google Form to collect their thinking, but this is most important. Because I wasn't lecturing, because I wasn't up front, because I gave them the lesson, guess where I was? I was with them. And you know, there's a lot of kids, when you ask them, what words do you have to live by? They don't really have those words yet. So I was pulling small groups. I was working with my language learners. I was working with my students with special needs. And I was working with those kids who are like, I hate this. This is dumb. I really love to sit with those kids. Because they really just want me to sit with them. And in the meantime, guess what's happening? I'm connecting with them. I'm getting to know them. I'm nudging them. They know that I'm now having this personal relationship with them over something that's really low cognitive load. This isn't even the big content stuff yet. This was the beginning of the year. And so when it comes to creating, by the way, that's a student example. They made that without us telling them. So when they turn them in to the slide deck, again, the teacher and I worked together on this lesson. We put the directions there again because we knew they weren't listening to us. So we thought if we just kept posting the directions, that someone will know what to do. And sure enough, And the teacher I was coaching and working with on this, she sat down and did it also. And that's very powerful. She had no idea how to do it, so she sat with a bunch of kids who taught her how to do this. And then look what happened. Oh, he made it fancy. What do you notice about these projects? Personalized. Do they look different? No two look alike. And that should be that way. It's their personal manifesto. I want to get to that one. Oh, there's one. She made these a template. Look at Ryan didn't get his work turned. But you can see how she even set him up for success here, telling him what to put, don't forget, this is due. This was the hardest part for them to do on this project. What was the hardest part? They loved it. They were totally engaged, and the teacher wasn't lecturing. It was so hard for them to get their work on the slide, to put themselves out there, to let everyone see that. They're high school juniors, and they all of a sudden are just bearing their soul to everyone in the class. It was the first 2 weeks of school. The teacher said she's never had a class so bonded, because she took time to build community, low cognitive load. They could go so deep into their content as the year went on that she made up for time that she ever spent using an activity like this. So many layers to this lesson. And it was all packaged here on one document. And if you like this lesson, you can have this lesson. All you have to do is go to File, well, not right now, it's offline, and make a copy. And then edit the parts you don't want, and then you add in your piece to it, because your class has their own personality, their own needs and wants and desires. And you can change this up however you like. There's assessment ideas on here I've talked about. I'm getting to the wrap up here. Anyone teach culinary class? We even did tech with them. You know the tasty videos? We made tasty videos. And it was crazy in the cooking class. And the teacher's like, it'll never work. Oh my gosh. In 3 days, we made tasty videos. They were incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important thing I would like to share with you right now, though. You might be thinking that this is so much work. I can't possibly make all these lessons. But you have partners out here. We started Teachers Get Teachers because of this very reason. We want to pull teachers from all over the globe sharing digital lessons. Look at Kevin right there. He just did this last week. He shared this amazing grammar hyperdoc. How many of you are curious about that hyperdoc? Click and open it, go to File, make a copy. It is unbelievable, this document, and they're willingly sharing it. We grew so fast, over 9,000 teachers there, that we actually have a website now. If you go here, I will send you all the information. It's a form to fill out. I'll send you a link to the website, 20% off the hyperdoc handbook if you like, and kind of like links to get you going and get you started to make digital lessons. I think that is up for 2 minutes. Okay. If you'd like it. Not we can do that. I have a lot. I have 5 books to give away. Oh, okay. So we have a lot to share. That was a lot to get through. You guys feel like you got the flow of that lesson, though? That lesson design? The what? Oh, yeah. Here, I'll do it right here.
Is that so that
for the whole slides, all the slides. Yes, to the documents. So if you get this link, you'll get all of the information. Look, I sound like I'm selling Ginsu knives. I think there's you get the hyperdoc, you get the coupon. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. And we're going to do the raffle now. I have 5 books, Lisa, that we are going to.
Yep. No, we won't do the raffle. Raffle until everybody has tickets.
And then while
we didn't scan you yet, we'll scan you.
While you're waiting, I have goodies.
Oh, sure.
I think they need some.
Oh, what is a reading pass? I'll take 2 stickers. I think I have round stickers. There we go. No? I have other stickers, of course, right? I've got to pass those around and then just make sure they all come up. So we have 2 sets of stickers and buttons.
You're welcome.
So one of our first steps way is making your teaching something special by rushing early. If you haven't seen Rushton speak, amazing. He has wisdom here. We're excited to hear this one, right?
Yeah.
For ticket number ending in 7, 4, 5.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, sorry. All right, and next we'll do one of my favorites, dive into inquiry, Trevor McKenzie. This pairs right along with HyperDocs because you want to put in that great thinking for lessons.
For ticket number ending in 193. 193. Go on, right twice. Next ticket number. For ticket number ending in 192. Someone not empty out that tickets. Awesome. All right. This is the winning ticket. Are you ready? It ends in 7, 0, 1.
All right, next we have Code in Every Class by Kevin Brookhauser. Great ideas for what to do. Lessons are in the book.
Sorry. Ticket ending in 720. 720. Are you guys ready? Ticket ending in 198.
All right, this is a brand new book. Just came in the mail yesterday to the hotel. It's Amy Burvell and Dan Ryder's Intention. Critical creativity in the classroom.
Ticket number 718. 718. Okay. Ticket number 736. Yes.
All right, and I take mine for last.
Are you going to autograph it for me?
Well, sure. I have one more session though. I'm just going to do it real quick. You don't have to stay.
Okay, you ready? Ticket number 6, 9, 7. All back. Ticket. 6, 9, 7. Going once, going twice. 197.
Okay, Holly, nice job.
Thank you so much for coming. And Lisa's going to take a real short break, and then she's going to do her next session. Post EdTechTeam t-shirts to answer any all of your questions.
Yes, we're on EdTechTeam stickers, huh?
Sorry to put stuff on here. I ran out of batteries.
All good. So for EdTechTeam stickers, I thought we had a whole bunch of maybe.
Lisa, are you starting right now, or do you have a second to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everyone.
Do you have any top tips for our virtual viewers today on HyperDoc? What's the number one thing if someone wants to get started?
Is to be sure to, when you find a HyperDoc you like, go to File and make a copy. And you don't have to request for permission. If they're sharing it on Twitter or on our website, they want you to have it. And then when you make a copy of it and you fix it up and change it up, be sure to leave their name, give them credit. Everyone wants to get credit for what they've created, and then add your name as well, because we want to pass on that credit. Go to Teachers Give Teachers on Twitter or teachersgiveteachers.net, and you're going to find tons of examples.
We're on it. We already have people wanting to make summer syllabi. So, yeah, thanks, Lisa. Yeah. All right, y'all, we're going to walk through some of the exhibits. What do we got? We got Legends of Learning. I'm not sure what they got, but there's capes. Session going on here, K-12 adaptive screener. Let's check it out.
They automatically get whatever the test says they need. You're a fourth grader who can handle seventh grade level material at your enrichment pathway. Where's my son Kyle? This is my son Kyle right here. Kyle's fourth grade. Kyle's autistic. Kyle's in an not-ready school. Kyle's at a fourth grade and is operating at a first grade level of math. Does really good in reading. All Kyle has to do is click this green button at school or at home.
All right, that looked like adaptive lessons. Looks like we got some Disney action here. We got some Best Buy. Let's see what Best Buy is presenting over here.
That's why $149 every 18 months you can replace the brain for $35. And that's that's an upgraded brain. What other hardware platform can you push out so much hardware and know that you're going to be able to use that device for 5, 6, 7 years because you're always able to replace the brain. The laptop, $299, it does the same, brain replacement brain. So it's a new concept on modularity that I think is really cool, and it's been very popular. So think about teacher training opportunities. Like, what kind of product support do you have? What kind of webinars are available? How easy is it to use? So I know, Little Bits is great on that. I think that we're great on that too. We have our 6 hours. All of our support, our people are engineers. The head of our support is an aerospace engineer. And
All right, guys, I think we're back online. You've got Premium and you've got LibreOffice, and you can use Google Docs, so you can do kind of text editing and everything you do with a normal desktop or laptop.
Cool.
But with that, we've also built Seed Universe, which is based on the concept of gamified education. So we want kids to kind of learn and play like at the same time.
Yeah.
It's based on the British GCSE computer science curriculum.
Cool.
And it's been endorsed by OCR, which is a leading examination body over there.
Cool.
So Seed Universe, you can learn a bit about Python, for loops, tiny bit about SQL and all that. There's Space Explorer. It's pretty fun to go and do it.
Is this program, the PyTop dashboard, does that come with when you buy this?
The software is all bundled on the 8GB card and comes for free with it.
Cool. How much does one cost?
So a seed is $150 roughly with the Pi, 115 without.
Cool.
PyTop is 300 with the Pi and around 265 without. But we've got loads of kind of resellers across the US. So depending on where you get it from, like that wouldn't include shipping or VAT.
Sure.
So it's probably better to get it over here than
totally.
the US.
Cool.
But yeah, a PyTop coder has loads of projects in here. As you can see here, like this is a traffic light project.
Cool.
But also you can learn about like different software things. And yeah,
neat.
it's super cool.
Thank you so much for sharing.
That looks kind of cool. I'm gonna stop and make sure the connection's still working. 1 second, everyone.
Oh, cool. All right. Looks like it's still working, guys. So I'll keep going. Interesting. All right. We'll make it to the Google booth and then head back to watch some sessions. Andrew Stillman, what should people do with Amplified Labs? We have a live webinar right now.
The menu, it's like a Greek diner. We have so much going on.
What's the number one thing in labs right now that someone has to do?
I would say Little Sis for Classroom, which is this logo.
Nice.
And
okay.
what it does is it synchronizes your student information system, all your classes and rosters, so that teachers can come back to school in the fall and have all their classes already set up for them. Nice. And then going forward, that any roster changes that are taking place are done for the teacher automatically.
I love it.
So it totally greases the skids. If you're trying to go 0 to 60 with Google Classroom in the fall,
you need it.
You want this tool. Yeah.
Sticker me.
Boom.
All right. Bye, Stillman. Little Sis, what do you guys think? An extra add-on for Google Classroom, yes or no? Share in the chat. So it looks like we've got the Google for Education booth right here. Good showing. I know. You want to say hey to everyone, Aaron?
Hello, everyone.
How's it going over here?
It's awesome.
Yeah?
Awesome.
Anything cool to share? What are you up to right now? You're doing some cool stuff with Synergize and.
Well, actually, not Synergize anymore. It's G Suite Training.
Nice. Okay,
yeah,
so
we're Google now. We're not Synergize.
Oh, cool. So tell us more.
Tell you more?
Yeah.
Well, it's all interactive training on all the core Google apps, including the admin console and Google Classroom. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's on demand and short bite-sized lessons.
Awesome. Good to see you, Aaron.
What am I on right now?
YouTube Live. Yeah.
Okay,
So this is the Google cardboard vending machine.
Yeah, this is the same hashtags.
It's fun. You want to say hey to everyone? Yay. we're back. Looks like we lost our feed. So we're going to head back now to the EdTechTeam booth. Looks like a cool chair booth over here. There's some Max cases, EdTechTeam Summit cases. Michelle, how's everything going at the booth so far today?
The booth is so fantastic.
Took a break to walk around. Yeah, no.
You got back just in time. And you think that it's a dog with legs. I want you to look back and I want you to say, are the 4 C's there? I mean, that's like the simplest way to think about it. Are kids collaborating? Are they communicating? Are they asked to think critically? I not at ISTE. And are they creating? Are they showing their creativity? And if you have those elements to it, not in every section of the hyperdoc, but somewhere in this lesson, you're on your way to a really quality lesson. We do not want to be making digital worksheets. That's what a hyperdoc is not. Now, feel that. But I want to show you a couple. I have a few minutes. Actually, I'm going to show you a different one. Do I have it open? Uh-oh. I didn't open it. That's okay. I'll go back to this one. So on this one, I wanted to end the use of there, there, there. How many of you would love to end the use of there, there, there? How many of you have lectured this and then given them activities and they still, it's not transferring to their writing? So on this one, I'm like, I'm not explaining a thing. I'm going to hand this out. You do the lesson, and then I should never see this happen again. So here's how I first did this. It's built on a slide deck, by the way. I built this hyperdoc on a slide deck. I love designing on slides. It does not have to be on a Google Doc. And I'm letting them explore first. I don't want to tell them that something that's not authentic, like my old worksheets. Why not go to your independent reading book and find examples, and then post those examples and be thinking about what causes the different spellings. Now, if you don't want them to do that, you want them to do it all here, and you want them to teach them how to imitate right on the slide. They make a copy of the slide deck, and they can annotate right on the slide deck and find the examples and post them over in the table I created for them. And if you Google writing felonies, it's really awesome, his videos. So this video explains the rules for there, there, and there. And it's kind of interactive. You actually have to stop and choose which one. So right there, I'd have to choose which one. I click on it, it takes me to the next video. If I get it wrong, it says, you're wrong, go back to the beginning. And it sends you back. I love that video. So why not let Kevin explain it to all my students? And I can just let them go and do this. And then I ask them, you tell me what the rule is. I'm done telling you. You post the rule. What comes after explain? Apply. Now I'm not going to even explain how to apply. I want them to do it on their own. Everything they need to know is right here on this slide deck. So they're going to pick a writing partner. They're going to go to Google Story Builder. They're going to create a video, including there, there, and there in a clever way. And I even put a spot for them to turn it in. Add your video link here. They're like, where do I turn it in? Here. Here, everyone. You know where to turn it in. Usually then, once they've turned it in, it goes to a Google form. I actually will put the spreadsheet link on there as well. So when they're done, they can see everybody's video. So we're not standing up one at a time in front of the class. This is my video on there, 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 like, oh, I can't take it. Like, that's such a time waster in class. Your FaceTime with kids is really valuable. You've got to maximize it. So, and besides, what are they doing while everyone's presenting? They're snoozing. They're not listening. They're not listening to them. They do when you give them the spreadsheet. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're looking at their video. I didn't know we could do this. You didn't tell me we could make it this cool. I'm like, oh wow, you want to do it again? Can I? Or you want to do the activity over again? Sure. So it's sort of this automated kind of learning that I could have added everyone stop. Task 2, this was important to me. Go through your essay in search of there, and there. Make sure they're used correctly. Never make that error again. So they actually had to apply it during Writer's Workshop. They had their fun. They experienced it. They searched for it. And the most important part, they told me that for some reason they're remembering it now. It's that active engagement of them actually having to search for the words and cognitively think for themselves, why is it spelled that way in the sentence? Could I explain myself? So I realized that the worksheets that I had been giving out were so low level in depth of knowledge that of course it wasn't sticking. Until we kind of changed this around, transfer to their writing. We let them play, we let them apply it a little bit, play with words. That's when it's going to really stick. When they looked at everyone else's video, times. I'm like, wow. Right. Like, not only did you make your own video and have to explain it, but now you just listen to that same lesson 20 times. I don't think you're going to forget it. And I didn't even tell you to go listen to everyone's. They just were so curious. They like cared about that part. So there's a lot of different, I'm gonna see this open. Oh no, you know what? I don't think it's gonna load. Oh, it loaded! You guys, this is the bonus hyperdoc, the 5-place project. This is the most amazing hyperdoc. I love to see where this one goes. And it takes people through how to build with maps. Because did you learn anything about Google Maps here? Or do you love Google Maps? But how are you teaching with Google Maps? What are you doing with them? For the engage part, I want kids to just experience exploring on a map. Because you know what? They don't know how to explore. You've got to actually teach them that. Post your thinking here. So when they have questions and wonders and ahas, they're collaborating with each other about those placed videos. And they can see each other's thinking about those videos. And think about your low students. They're like really helping them with that comprehension because they're seeing everyone's thinking at one time. Oh yeah, so that's fine, you can do that. Then we do this map. I want to get them playing around on Google Maps to put their place in the world on here. Well, I did this last night. I was on here. I tweeted it out for not at ISTE folks, and oh, it's really not going to load, but you'll be able to have it on this doc. It is amazing. People were tweeting and putting their place from all over the world. Dubai is on here. They're from all over the world. If you can do that with one Twitter link out, imagine if you could get all your kids collaborating on one map. This project goes on and on. Here's the apply right here. A 5-place project. I want you to do, instead of your typical biography report, we're going to try something different. You're going to pick someone famous from the American Revolution, and you're going to pick 5 of the most significant events in their life, and you're going to post it on a map. Explore that map. Now I'm going to give you an example as mentor text. I did it for Martin Luther King's life. And if you go to these points, you could put images and text there. Great way for kids to just learn from the things that I made instead of giving them an article, instead of giving them a paragraph to read. Would you be more curious to explore these points on a map? Not only that, you'll be like, okay, you're making yours next. Only you have to narrow it down to the 5 most significant points of your person's life. Now there's layers to that concept right there. How do you decide the 5 most important points in their life? Not just that they were born here, they did this, they did that. Boring. Like low cognitive, I mean, that's like low depth of knowledge. We want to raise that thinking and then turn your work in here. We actually had them, this is a little crazy. We decided to try ThingLink out with this. I gave them images of a museum room. Here was the biography report. Here is that's the map. So we had all these museum rooms that people were turning in. So they were going from museum room to museum room, looking at everyone's biography map. No one was standing up one at a time to share that because I said, view your classmates here. Now,
attention attendees, please don't forget to fill out your raffle coupons. Don't forget to fill out your raffle coupons.
Well, I just showed you some cool tech and everything and some cool hyperdocs. Do you see in the white? This is the most important part of this lesson, of the whole 5-place project. I have a spelling error. Do you notice any connections, patterns, or commonalities between people's 5 places? Now think about that. That is taking the biography report to a whole new level. And it's all in how I built this lesson. Now this can be yours also. The Ginsu product. It is attached on here. Folks, I'm wrapping up my time, but I do want to introduce you to Teachers Give Teachers. Have any of you heard of Teachers Give Teachers? We started this to go along with HyperDocs because we really wanted to make sure that teachers have community around lesson building. We're up to almost 9,000 teachers on here. It grew so much that we had to build a website so that you could post your lessons there. If you like and you want to fill out my form, I will send you a 20% off coupon for my book, plus links to that Teachers Give Teachers website. It's totally free. You go on, you can search by subject or by content area or by grade level. You can find a lesson you like, go to file, make a copy, and it's yours. Edit it how you wish. This is all here on the slide deck. I find it at the end. Oh, and that link works as well. You guys, thank you so much for participating and listening today. We have 5 books to raffle off right now.
A ticket. Okay. Ticket. Did everybody get scanned?
Alright, so I'm Lisa. Well, actually, we're both Lisa. But while the good Lisa gives out stickers and buttons, I know, right? That was really nice. We're going to do some raffles for some books, so I want to let Lisa give her stickers out first.
All right, I'm going to pass the little bag again.
Okay, Lisa, you ready?
Bam.
Okay, what's the first book?
Making Your Teaching Something Special by Dustin Curley. This is awesome.
The winner has the ticket ending in 717. Okay, I get to keep the book.
You get 50 ways to become a better teacher.
The ticket with the winning number part 2 is ending in 771.
Nice. Next we have Code in Every Class by Kevin Burkhauser, the video guy.
The ticket with the number 766 wins this book. Yay!
Dive into Inquiry by Trevor McKenzie. And I talk about the thinking in your lessons. So this is a place to
The winning ticket is 723.
All right, this is brand new. We just got the shipped to the hotel yesterday. This is Amy Ravel and Dan Ryder's book Intention.
The ticket with the following number wins 711.
Right. I love your book.
This HyperDoc handbook comes with Lisa's autograph. Okay. I just like, I'm your handler. Okay, are you ready for the winning ticket number? It ends in 7, 3, 0. That's 730. Aw, come on. I can talk even slower.
There's still a chance.
7, 2, 6. Yay! We have a winner! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I love it when Wendy said that. All right, so the next session coming up, thank you so much, Lisa, is Tanya. She's going to be talking about Google Infused Classroom. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. I'll see you on the Twitters. Good teachers. Yes, yes. Let me get my stuff out of the way here. And then that will help them. Oh, there's my basket. Oh, it's right there. I'll just leave it there for a second.
Somebody had it to me before. But what is this?
I went for a bakery with the Ontario girl, and then I went to bed.
I love your keynote.
I was crying my brains out. Oh God. Sorry. It's okay. Michelle. Yeah, you are so obsessed with you. I love you too.
Tanya, you're being broadcast right here.
Hi.
Are you excited about Google Infused Classroom?
Very excited.
All right.
Thanks
Well,
for joining us.
can we give away a copy afterwards?
Yeah, we certainly can. We'll have to put them in a form. Yeah, obviously.
Nice. All right. Cool.
That's good. This is like as part of that thing. I'm never doing that.
All right, guys, we'll start in just a minute with the Google Infused Classroom. Can you say hi to our online viewers?
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're live with Kina and Jenny McGarrow. Your ISTE story. So guys, you can share, even if you watched the live feed, share hashtag ISTE story, what your not at ISTE story was. Jenny, what was your favorite part of giving the keynote?
It was actually, I got to walk out with a student, with Hilda Mendoza from East Leiden High School. I was so scared backstage, so she held my hand and walked me on stage to make me feel better. That was my favorite part.
Awesome. Share your not at ISTE story, you guys.
Hi everybody, how are you doing today? How's your experience at ISTE going? And how's your experience going at home and not at ISTE? Please join in and let us know. Do you have a deck for this, like a short year off? Absolutely. Sweet, thank you. I'm going to do a little wizardry magic and get
Thank you. Oh, sweet. Sorry.
No.
Thanks.
It only takes a few moments.
Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, paste the URL there.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's giving me a little internet trouble at the moment. So if you let them know that I'll do EdTechTeam Infused 1.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you so much.
So hi everybody, back again. Kind of looks like a little bit busy. So welcome to the Google Infused Classroom. Holly and I are so excited to share some ideas and thoughts about the Google Infused Classroom today. I'll kind of start with what is a Google Infusion? Maybe you've been wondering. So Google has this great ecosystem of tools, and there's a lot of other tools that also work within the ecosystem. So the way that we've looked at it is a Google Infusion is anything that you can use Google with, that you can log in with, and anything that you can create with Google Apps. So we're going to share a little bit today of our favorite Google Infusions, and I'm going to very quickly break down a bit of a synopsis of our book. Holly and I have a book coming out this week called The Google Infused Classroom. And we designed this book for teachers, teachers like yourself, who were kind of just maybe getting started or getting going or looking at how they can really like amp up teaching and learning with technology. And so we've looked at how you can use the pedagogy and what tools that you can support with the pedagogy. So if you're looking at checks for understanding and formative assessment, what are the tools that you can use to do that? And if you're looking at differentiated instruction, like we talk about what is differentiated instruction and what are the tools that you can use to support differentiated instruction in your learning in your classroom. And then we look at demonstrations of learning and reflection and curation, and we support that with the tools in the class. So that's a little bit of what we've been trying to do, is really support learning with technology as that tool.
the premise and foundation of our book and our philosophy around using technology effectively is really these three conceptual concepts. How having students make their thinking visible. This is like probably the best part of really effective technology in your class. Because you can really do anything and supplement technology, but the real power to using technology in your class is when it allows students to make their thinking visible. When you think about it, without technology, we really cannot do that in a really powerful way, the way that we can do it with the tools. So that's the foundational aspect of our book. And then we look at having students have a voice, allowing to reach every learner in our class, really knowing what they're thinking, when they're what they're thinking at any given time, so that the student who might be really shy, who's not going to raise their hands and ask that question, can really have that voice to have an opportunity to really to let his teachers or his classmates know that he needs some help. And the final and probably most powerful part of this integration journey with technology is allowing students to share their work. And I like to say allowing them to share their work with an authentic audience. When we use technology effectively, we can really have our students collaborate and share share that work, but then add on a global element to that. So we look at the tools that really support these three conceptual concepts to visible thinking, allowing students to have a voice and share their work. Holly, do you want to start with Socrative? I know you do. Yeah. So Holly is probably the leading Socrative ambassador, and I'm going to have her start off with a little visible thinking student voice activity.
Okay, thanks, Tanya. I don't have a voice though. That's why I'm not sure I should be up here. This is ISTE for you. So, do you have internet access? Can you get onto anything? Like on your phone, maybe? So if you, on your phone, and if a couple people could do this, it would be great. Get onto Socrative.com. And when you get there, you're going to go in as a student, not as a teacher. And you can just get there going through Google or Safari, however it is that you get there. Thanks for doing that. I don't know how much battery. You have 4% and we can't hook up. And your thing's right there. So if you want to do a try. There's no plugs available though. Okay. So I'm just going to hold this, but wait, I can't. I have to type. So Socrative, for me, Socrative is the actual tool that in a one-to-one classroom or a device-rich classroom, I couldn't live without. And when I hear people have devices and aren't using this tool, it blows my mind. And I think that they might not be using it because they see it as a place to give quizzes, and it's so much more. So I'm going to show you that right now. If I go in, oh, thanks. If I go in as the teacher, and I'm going to have to sign in, so give me a second, because I'm using her device. Oh, she's there, it's fine. Those first three, those are things that Socrative does well, but I don't really use. I do use the space race sometimes, but the thing I think is so powerful and really, really ups instruction is this quick question. So I have students in my classroom who I've just, let's say, taught about the 13 colonies. And I want to understand what they know. I want to make their thinking visible. I can go to the short answer option, and I can ask a question. And I might ask, and I'm going to ask you guys right now, for those of you who might be on your device. I'm going to say, thanks, Tanya. What is your favorite tool you have learned about at ISTE? I just want to know something. I want to make your thinking visible. Also, maybe I can learn from you. Maybe you learned about a tool that I don't know about. So in my classroom, I might ask something about the 13 colonies, but now I want to know who's sitting in my audience. So here, I'll do things. Really appreciate it. So I just asked the question, if you enter the room Tanya PD, you should be able to answer that question. And if there are people out in watching this online, if you could enter the room Tanya PD at Socrative.com, that would be great, because I don't think these people can do it. because we're not all Wi-Fi'd up. So we could use your help out there by going to Socrative.com and Tanya PD. Is there anyone though who has it on their device? Because I want to show you how this works. You can't get to anything, eh? Yikes. All right. So, technology not working. That never happens. I can't believe it. Well, what happened? Oh, nice. There we go. So not an ISTE helping out. So what happens in Socrative is it populates with answers. Now those might be answers about something I'm teaching in class. Right now they're not. They're not an ISTE and whatever and hyperdocs. Woo-woo. But we're learning that some people like Nearpod and what have you, but those would be answers from my students. And I love that because I'm making their thinking visible. I'm hearing from all of them. And I'm allowing them to share their work. Now, if you were in a classroom and you just responded to an answer, the first thing you're going to do is look up at the screen and compare your answer with some other kids, or all the other kids. And in that moment, you're in a state of metacognition. And you're continuing the learning process. So this is why, for me, Socrative is so incredibly strong, because I've done those 3 things, and I've allowed them to see other responses, because they might have forgot something and saw that other response, but, oh yeah, I forgot. Or like someone might be going, wait a minute, I don't know what hyperdocs is. How do I learn more about that? So this is really, really a powerful tool, but it gets better. It's like ShamWow. It keeps going. It's like, you get this, and you get this. When I do this, when I hit this button right here called Start a Vote, when I do that, it says, are you sure? I'm always sure. Now, if you have this on your screen, the people at home are now able to vote on the best response. So let's pretend I've asked you a question about the 13 colonies. You've given me your response. Now you're going to vote on the best one. So you're going to read through responses, and I'm going to get you that information 20 more times. Holy Toledo, score 1 for Miss Clark. Like, this is the best thing that, since sliced bread for my classroom. When I get to go back into classroom, and I go back into this 5th grade classroom as often as I can, I will be there an hour and use this 3 times. Because I need to know what my students are thinking. I need to check for understanding. And this is how I do it. So, Socrative is like taking you through that process, making thinking visible, hearing from every student, and sharing work. Are you ready to go next part? Okay.
So this is a really great way to check for understanding at the very beginning of the class, see where your learners are, check as an exit ticket, as you can ask different types of questions. I want to take you to the next sort of idea. In our book, we talk a lot about of learning. So really capturing authentic, rich information about student learning by allowing students to create and using that as evidence of growth and evidence of their understanding. Yeah, go ahead. Holly loves Flipgrid, but I was actually going to show something a bit different since it's just come out this week. So, for those of you who are iPad friends and you like to create books, this is really exciting. I literally think I like started to sweat and I was like jumping out of my skin because Book Creator is now available on Chrome. And it will be collaborative. So you can have your students, for example, if anyone would like to collaborate with my students this year, we will be open for collaborations. I'm in Florida. Collaborative books all across the entire world. How awesome would that be? Like hashtag most collaborative book ever. And we can all share it together using Book Creator. And it's a really simple app to use on a web app. You log in with your Google account. You go in, you choose what your book would look like. I am obsessed with comic books. I don't know about your students, but my kids love to create comic books. We create comic books in kindergarten, alphabet books,
and they go around and take pictures and add the sounds, and they create their own sound vocabulary sound books. So I'll choose a vocabulary comic book. I can add my panels. How do I want my comic book to look? I can go in and add shapes, media, can import from my Chromebook. In this case, I'm on a Mac, but I can import from my Chromebook. I can add the camera and take pictures straight from my device. So if I wanted them to make their analog work visible as well, they could hold it up really straightforward and take a picture of it and share it right here and talk about it afterwards. So this is not the best picture. No! Smile. There we go, that's better. So this is a really strong demonstration of learning for your students, and you could use this with your students to have them create digital portfolios for the entire year. So they can use this as a repository to create. They can use it to app smash, take screenshots of their slides and docs, and you can insert it and create a portfolio of growth. And then have that published at the Meet the Teacher night, and they can showcase their learning from the year. They can create anthologies. I mean, it goes on and on. This might be the best thing since sliced bread. I'm gonna have to battle it out with Holly.
Yeah, well, I'm a Flipgrid crazy person, and I also love Book Creator. And one of the things I'm going to start doing is taking my Flipgrid videos and taking them after they've been on a grid for a while and putting them into Book Creator, so I have a journey of their learning. I mean, I'm going to app smash the heck out of that thing. But I want to tell you that this app, if you go to app.bookcreator.com, it's in beta right now. It's the first. Well, it's the second time we're showing it, or Book Creator showing it. So you're like amongst the first people to get to see this. And it will be available in August for you to have it for your kids, but you can go into app.bookcreator.com and play with it at home until August. So you're kind of like, this is world premiere right here. You sat down for it, so it's good. And that's all I just wanted to add. I think we're almost out of time,
So we're almost out of time, but I wouldn't do any justice to today's session if I didn't share one more of my favorite tools. And that would have to be, does anyone recognize this? Seesaw. So I call Seesaw the Swiss Army knife of apps for your students, because it really kind of ties it all together. It allows you to really app smash, Chrome smash, whatever you want to call it, and pull everything together in a really beautiful portfolio to really demonstrate student growth over time and allow students to reflect on their learning. So I have my students using this to take pictures of their analog work, whatever they're working on, and just as a quick demonstration to go over and talk about what they were doing. And I use that for assessment as they're learning and assessment for their learning, because I can see quickly, do they understand what we were talking about? They go and they make videos and they import them. So this is a powerful tool. And what's really great now is that you can upload files, but you can also, it now also integrates with Classroom, with Google Docs much better. So you could import your Google Docs and talk over your creation and use that to share back home with your parents. So this is a really great way for students to bridge the gap between home and school and share their work, and then they can publish it on a class blog and share that out with the world and have like a whole other global perspective to share with their students, with their student work, with other audiences for commenting and really rich feedback. So, with that being said,
So a lot of people like this graphic of thinking how to make thinking visible, give students a voice, and sharing your work. So we have the graphic, and you can put it, and I'll put it on the thing over there, and you can grab one. And that's what the whole book is based around, is how do we do this in the classroom and do it effectively. Anyway, we're done, and I think it's time to give out some books. And we're giving out 5 books right now. So Lisa's going to do that.
Good job, ladies. And I'm so excited to be into this book. It was hard for me to focus on getting ready to do books giveaway because I was listening to your lessons. Nice work. So did everyone get their ticket in? Did y'all get your ticket in? Is there any more? to turn in? Oh, okay. Is that, okay. Do you have yours though? Do you have? Here, did you keep your? I think it was that. All right, so we have 5 books to give away. The first one we're going to give away is Making Your Teaching Something Special, 50 Ways to Become a Better Teacher. And any more tickets? All right, and this is by Rushton Hurley, and amazing, amazing ideas and experiences throughout this book. Our first winner is 802. Oh, nice. Good one to get. Our next one is Code in Every Class by Kevin Brookhauser. Amazing book. There's actual lessons that you could use in your classroom instead of just why you should code. That's why I love this book. Very practical. And our first winner is 801. Is 801 here? All right, 799. Oh, good. Okay, our next book is hot off the presses, just came to the hotel yesterday. It's by Amy Burvell and Dan Ryder. It's called Intentions, all about creativity. I haven't even got to read through it yet. I'm so excited that you all get a chance to get this one. 774. Oh, lucky. No, Harvard Dog Handbook. Kind of love this book. I'm Lisa Highfield. This is the only book you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Best book ever. Best book ever. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. All right. So I'm gonna hit her. Should I take her down? Oh, that's whatever we draw a crowd like smash down. Book smash down. All right. 798. Nice. Yay. Good job. And the last one, Dive into Inquiry by Trevor McKenzie. It's a nice companion to the Hype Rock Handbook, all about that deep thinking. All right, 796. Ooh, excellent. Great book. You guys, thank you so much. Give Holly and Tanya a big hand. Nice job, ladies. We're going to take a little 10-minute break, and then our next speaker will be here. Whenever you're ready. You guys ready?
All right, guys, we're going to interview Tanya and Holly, the authors of the Google Infused Classroom. If you have any questions for them, throw it into the chat right now.
Get started right away.
Hey, ladies, how's it going?
Anyhow, it's going great. And for those people not at ISTE, we hope to see you in Chicago next year.
Woo! Will you both be there?
First of all, absolutely. I don't miss Chicago in the summer. You know one should.
Well, we've got over 30 people watching right now. Just got
Yay, for joining us.
Yeah, and it was great to see them join into the Socrative. Can you tell us a bit more about why you created Google Infused Classroom? What was the story? How did it start? What was the origin of putting this book together? I know you guys
You guys have been to an EdTechTeam demo slam before. We wanted to talk about pedagogy, and we saw a lot of people using tools but not focusing on the pedagogy. And the book actually has 2 sections. I'm going to let Tanya explain that.
Yeah, you could start it with tools and focus on what are the tools that are available? What are the 20 best tools that are out there that I can use in my class? But we saw that wasn't enough. We really wanted to look at how does the learning support the tools? So we used Understanding by Design as our framework to guide our pedagogy, and we look at all the different tools that support all the different instructional design elements that you're going to be thinking about as you're going through your planning process. And those tools will support all the learning that you want to see happening in your class. So formative assessment and differentiated instruction and helping students demonstrate their learning in meaningful ways. And then having them reflect and curate their learning. And then we have an awesome special section on digital portfolios. So it really helps you understand the whole framework of designing really effective instruction, and then all the tools that will support that process that you're going through when you're designing your lessons and units for your classes.
I love it. What's the format of the book like? Like, what does it look like when somebody gets one and is starting their lesson planning? Can you tell us a little bit about what the book's like for a reader?
So it really looks at, when we say making thinking visible, what does that look like? What should that look like? What do we mean? Looking at it through the lens of understanding by design. So how do we get it to understanding? And then it gives you some tools and like why they're great and why you would want to use them, and then some ideas of how you can use them to do these things. So it's more of a guidebook really to because we feel so strongly about making thinking visible, but it's a concept that's not easy to understand, so we try and spell it out in the book.
This is a really great book for schools, for any school, any teacher. If you're just getting going or you're kind of gearing up, if you're a really strong pedagogue but you're not really sure what tools are available, or maybe you're not really sure what what differentiated instruction is, or assessment 4 of an as learning is, or what digital portfolios are and how to get them going. This is the book for you. So really look at different elements, and I think it'll help a lot of teachers. And we hope it does. That's why we wrote it.
Yeah. How can they get in touch with you guys or get the book, or when they would say they read it and then want to keep learning and keep sharing?
So on the infusedclassroom.com, there's a website for helping with that portion. But right now on Amazon, I don't know how this is possible, but it's sold out. I didn't know that was even a possibility, but there have been a lot of orders. So you can still order it. I'm going to make sure that it's out and being able to be shipped in the next week. So you can order it on Amazon, or you can go to edtechteam.press, order it there, and use the promo code ISTE17 to get 20% off.
Love it. Rebecca says so excited for the book.
Yay!
Conrad wants to know, is it going to be available digital?
Yeah, it'll be available digital in probably like 2 weeks. And we did a pre-order special where people got the free ebook when they ordered the book. So
Can they do that now?
No. No, it would be unfair to the people who did it.
Okay. Oh, it's closed.
But
Okay.
I'm saying we have to have it out for that, so it'll be coming out soon.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies of the Google Infused Classroom. Thanks for sharing a couple of hands-on tips from the Google Infused Classroom. So,
It means a lot to us. Thank you.
oops. Oh, and can you make that link? That
Yes, of course.
Cool. It was, I think, Google Infused. What was it?
It was.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
I'll put it here. It's like create and then paste. And then, I know. It's like when you're writing on the whiteboard.
I don't know this.
Yeah, it's like
Thank you.
You need to come get your John Stevens signed book.
There we go. Oh, we need permission. Tanya, can you give permission on it, public? We need permission.
I have to be honest with March 28th has everything as trust. I just made the second
Oh, totally. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was how to left field.
Even getting all the screenshots on it.
Thank you.
Oh no, of course. Okay.
Thanks, girl. Yeah, no problem. Do you have a short link, Mr. Sharp, for us?
do.
Sweet. All right, cool. We'll grab it when you tell us to.
Great.
All right. Well, we're in for a huge treat. So this is Dan Sharp, and I just looked at the title of his presentation, and it really didn't clue to me. I just assumed he's just doing kind of a YouTube session, but YouTube extensions. I don't know exactly where he's going with this, but I'm super excited. I'm going to be watching this. I'm going to turn it over to Dan Sharp.
So if you want the resources, because we're going to cover a lot of extensions today, bit.ly/slam YouTube has all these extensions that you can click, and they'll take you exactly where you can download that extension, so you don't need to worry about writing them all down as I go through all of these. But essentially, YouTube is probably one of my most favorite things ever. In fact, they just did a study, and there's over 1.5 billion users of YouTube every month, active users who log in and watch YouTube videos. And so in education in schools, it can get a little hectic. We don't necessarily always know what are some cool things that we can do with YouTube videos. So I've kind of put together some extensions that I like, that I think you might find interesting as well. So we're going to go through these. Hopefully the internet stays there. So if you didn't get the bit.ly/slam YouTube. If you're watching a YouTube video like this one, there's lots of distractions kind of around the screen. And so turn off the lights in the extension, and up here at the top, you can reduce the install. One condition. It puts a dark border around the video, and I could change this actually. Like if I wanted to put a picture of myself on here, I could put a picture of myself in the background. Kids would love that. You just right-click the extension, and you go to options, and you can change. You can make it blank if you want. Perfect. So that's a great extension. Another one that I really enjoy is Smart Pause. So a lot of times, a couple videos. And what happens when you're watching a couple different videos is you might be on this one, and it's playing. You can hear it. And then when I click away from that, it automatically pauses the video for me, so I don't actually have to click pause. So it makes it really nice when you're watching two videos like this one and this one. When I click back and forth between tabs, it automatically pauses the other video, resumes the next video, and just emails back and forth. It's really nice. Smart pause. Interesting extension. So say you're watching a YouTube video. This one here is about the International Space Station. As you're watching and you scroll down and you get into the comments, it pops out a little preview video on the side. Because that video is going to disappear right at the top. So as you're going down and you're reading the comments, the mini Y extension pop-up video so that you can continue to read the comments or look at other videos. This one will continue to play in the background. So it's almost like a picture-in-picture, so to speak. So as I scroll down, the video stays there, and then when I come up to the top, it just sort of zooms back as a larger screen. So mini Y, I really love that extension. Mini letter Y, mini Y.
Is it HDMI or VGA?
Perfect. You have an HDMI. Also, high YouTube comment. Are you okay? Yeah. Really great one. Now,
Did you?
a lot of
Oh, I was
schools
plugging in this. I just lost my
filters, so you don't have to worry about comments that you don't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or you hate reading. My students made me so. You can disable the comments. So if you're watching one of my favorite Dr. Pearson YouTube video, just kidding. Scroll down to the comments. You have these enabled. This is running in the background. You have enabled. No matter what they say. And if you do, if you do the hide YouTube comments, that just removes all the comments. So it's just blank. WikiTube, this one's fun. So you're doing some research. One of the most accurate resources out there is Wikipedia. In fact, Britannica got really upset because there was a study that came out that said Wikipedia is actually more accurate than Britannica, which is really interesting. Let's say you're searching for Revolutionary War. With WikiTube installed, when you go to a link that's in Wikipedia, it automatically finds relevant YouTube videos and puts them at the top, and then you can watch those videos right there. So you can watch it there. You can make a full screen if you want. And you can scroll to see more videos. This is okay. If you're watching, this is great for kids as well. But if you're watching a YouTube video and you have notes, right? You need to do some typing. You need to have multiple screens. This happens all the time, especially on a Chromebook. It's really challenging. There's just not a lot of space to work on. So what you can do, play. Loading for YouTube, it just stays installed in the background, but I'm going to zoom in here. Down at the bottom right, you can see this little pin. If I click that, it opens that YouTube video in a little floating window to the side, but then I can drag and move around. And I can move to other tabs, and that video will continue to play in that little window. I can move it over here, do some work, multitask. When you're just bored, and you can have the presentation up, no worries. You can catch up on sports scores, what happened on the Bachelorette, no big deal, just down here. And closed captions, so you don't have to have all audio. All right, loading for YouTube, that's a great one. And it works, it's not just in Chrome,